Friends, and welcome to episode 266 of the Noclip podcast. We got a full crew today to talk about some video games. We're also going to be talking to Edmund McMillen. I guess because I've just done the intro like this after the part where we all talk about video games. And Tyler Glaiel. I'm interviewing Tyler Glaiel and Edmund about their latest game, Mewgenics, which is out next week, and also I'll be asking them about the death of Adobe Flash. Have you seen the latest rumblings in the games industry about
at least Adobe Animate, right? Is
yes,
that the one that's
Animate
gone?
is the new. I mean, it's basically the old Flash. They just sort of changed the wrapper on it a number of years ago. People use a lot of the older, scripts that are in there and stuff. And when we did our Noclip 2 preview on Mewgenics, because I guess Ed's a Luddite and Tyler built a good workflow, they've been using it for all of the animation in that game, and it's getting sunset. It's getting canned in March. Real crazy to just do it be like, in a month, we're just gonna delete this. But you can still pay us $600 a month if you want, I guess.
Yeah, fuck Adobe, man. I'm still not on Windows 11. Please don't hack. If you're a hacker listening to this, please don't hack my Windows 10. And everyone's like, yeah, you just got to go to Linux. Like, it's so fucking easy, and they don't know that my whole life depends on Adobe Premiere. And I don't even particularly like Adobe Premiere. It's great. It's fine. It's just as good as anything else. But like, let me go to Linux. Free me.
Yeah, I know. It's like there's a reason why people were saying like, hey, don't cover Xbox games because of Microsoft's partnership with the IDF, but nobody was saying don't use Windows because we're all fucking stuck. Like a world in which we don't use Windows is like, oh man. I noticed some Linux, users here are like, you stupid loser. Of course it's easy to not use Windows. What's wrong with you?
Sure, but then you still got to use DirectX. And it's like, now we're just back at the same problem.
I watched a video where someone was like, the premise of the video was, it's so easy to switch to Linux. And I was like, let me watch this. Maybe it is so easy. And they're like, all right, but if you have like this chipset, or if like, if the humidity ever gets above 60% in your area,
I'm not using an operating
Linux.
System called Fedora. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
Milady?
Yeah, I'm not. I know there's a bunch, but that's in the list.
Milady is my wrapper for Fedora that I'm working on.
Finally.
Speaking of expensive software that may or may not work properly, it does say we're recording, right? Because Riverside has left the start recording button up on my screen while it also says it's recording. So I'm just sort of terrified.
It says it's recording for me.
Okay, well...
Don't hit it again, because God only knows. Well, it's like the Ghostbusters crossing
We'll all
screens
disappear.
thing.
Yes, exactly. We'll make a split universe in which something we say during this podcast changes the course of history in a very minor way, which means that in 200 years, all humans die. So yeah, you better stay away from that. The humans who will be long dead before that happens, though, in 200 years, unless they get access to some Mr. House-like technology, are our battle pass holders, some of the folks who are doing amazing work to help support the work we do here at Noclip and a Noclip 2. Those folks are Brian Baru, Little Toast, Lovepreet, Yacht, Dwayne the Rock Lobster, Anthony Thomas, Nico Passaderi, It's a Me, Ferrario, Senator Armstrong, Redredge, Harry Flanagan, Juice, Arno, Matt Pearson, Mark Rojas, Quote, Tucker Morgan, David McGarry, Goddison, Sven Huster, Pez, Bone Mold, John, I want to say Bone Mold every single time I read Bone Mold. John Akers, Ewan Nate, Tim Robinson, Forrest Pruitt, Dark Insanities, Jonathan Kremen, Eric Hamilton Schneider, Christopher Toohey, Enox, Grizzly Mug, Cameron Laird, Zachary Snader, Alex Goucher, George Sakotis, Jacob, Godserve, Anthea Jen, James Med, and Ryson. Thank you and all of our patrons for supporting our work. Go watch some Disco Elysium docs. They do come out au temps de temps. We're not here to talk about Disco Elysium now. We're to talk about some new ass games. And I'm going to start with, let's do Jesse. Jesse and Frank brought a bunch this week. Let's Jesse, big dealer's choice. What are you gonna go for here? You got a couple of. It looks like we're pretty indie packed today.
Yeah, it's a big indie week. You know what? Let me warm up with Chromatic Conundrum. Let me start there. I want to talk about Perfect Tides Station to Station later once I've warmed up the engine a little bit. Chromatic Conundrum is a first-person puzzle game. You guys ever heard of those before? There's blocks you move around and you press buttons and you solve problems.
I'm getting Antichamber vibes from this one.
Yeah, that's a great pull. I thought you were just going to say Portal because that's what I said when I started playing it.
No, I'm a real games journalist. Good. I know the weird Alexander Bruce games of the world. Exactly.
Well, this one's focused on, as you could probably tell from the title, colors and light and how they overlap. I was breaking out all my third grade color theory knowledge on this one. Red and green make this, and blue. Yeah. So it's one of those puzzle games where basically you have a block with like a light projector on it. It's a bunch of different levels. It's sort of structured like Portal, I guess, that there's different rooms, but there's not like interconnecting areas or anything. There's no character over the speaker telling you anything. It's just solving the puzzles. And again, the puzzles are using these blocks that have projectors on them for colors. Each block has 1 or 2 or 3 colors active at once. And these colors can overlap. So it's projecting out like a cone of light from a block or sometimes from like a projector that's inside of a wall.
We can just call them lights.
Yeah.
I mean, colored lights. They might be projectors, but
yeah, but just like the visual of them is like, it looks like a projector, like a 3, but you're probably, it's
or like a
what is in a projector?
There's no, I guess the thing that I would say from looking at the screenshots is that it's like, there's no ambient light. It's just direct light. So everything else is dark kind of, except for the cone that is being emitted from these cubes.
Exactly. Yeah. It's you're working in a black and white room where all of the lighting is created by the blocks and the different lights placed around the area. And these colors all project onto stuff, and you have to basically try to open up the door at the end of a room. Sometimes the door is like one color, or sometimes it's like white, and you have to combine the different colors
all of them.
Being projected around the room. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it's not. And the challenge is just figuring out how to overcome like different platforms and puzzle challenges and stuff. But I was really impressed by just the way that technically they were able to combine all of this light texture stuff. Like, I'm not entirely sure how they've done it or in what way. Like, my brain was like raycasting, but I was like, but some of this stuff is very clearly handled in a different way, because like the lights overlap dynamically, so you can just move the little lights around and overlap them to get different colors. And sometimes like it'll be, put these 2 colors together to get blue, or like a lighter blue or a pink or whatever, and that will create the solution to open up the next area or move a platform where you need it to be. Yeah. And all that stuff looks really good. It works really well. And then like, there's just one little or a couple little like visual things that really surprised me. I was shocked how well it was done, and that like when you project a bunch of lights and hit a pillar or a block, that can be used to solve a puzzle, because now you're casting a shadow, but some of the lights that are projecting will still continue past the block because they are not being blocked by the projector as it's pushing the light out. It's just very cool. It resulted in a lot of really striking imagery as well for a puzzle game.
Yeah, I feel like great.
Antichamber is a really good example because it looks great on top of being a really cerebral puzzle game. I think Chromatic Conundrum is a little bit more straightforward. It's like clearly a smaller game. It took me about an hour to beat. They say 1 to 4 hours on Steam. I don't think any of the reviews said more than about an hour and a half. So it's a fairly short, like good, light little, no pun intended, puzzle game.
Hey, now you're projecting.
You're
in fairness, it is also $3.50.
Yeah, hey, it's a great price.
Yeah, it looks great. I think it's funny. It's like, this is one of those games I feel like if you go to the Steam page and look at 10 seconds of the trailer, you kind of grok it like what it is almost immediately. It looks really cool. I'd never heard of this at all. And honestly, I'm not sure with the logo they have on their capsule if I would have clicked through, because the logo has a sort of MS Paint vibe to it.
It's funny you say that. I have just in Microsoft Paint revised the logo and title of the game and posting it in staff chat because this game looks amazing, but I probably wouldn't have clicked either. What about just like Chroma? And it's like the same logo. You just lose like 70% of the letters.
You're right. Yeah.
I wonder if that's taken. Chroma's
probably is.
Yeah, common.
But you can override it.
Tons of Chroma games. Go ahead and just go on Steam real quick.
You know what? There's 4 of them. I should do a little market research first.
But I get your point. It's a confusing name.
Yeah, is Conundrum in another? I feel like I've heard
Quantum.
Quantum Conundrum. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So maybe it's a reference to that also. It's not too dissimilar. It's moving a lot of blocks around, but that one's more like physics and mass and density puzzles, where this is just all like light stuff.
It's a conundrum like.
It's
in the genre.
There's a whole new genre now. Yeah. Is this a Strand type game?
Maybe. I'm still not sure what those are. This looks neat. I'm definitely going to give this a go. This is 100% in my wheelhouse, and I appreciate you bringing it to us, because, like Jeremy, this would have I would have scrolled past this logo in a hot minute.
I think I should have to. I think Jesse should watch me play this game as a colorblind person and see if I can get past the first run.
I was thinking about you when I was playing this, because I fired it up and I was like, okay, this is an interesting idea because it's using red, green, and blue, like very stark, bright versions of those colors. So it's, that's what solving the puzzles is about, is overlapping the colors. I'm like, how do you play this colorblind?
What's like the accessibility mode for a game where the entire mechanic is color?
So it does have one, and I don't think it's good enough, but I would love to know from somebody who is colorblind if they could work their way around it. Basically what it does is over the projectors or lights or whatever, there's a little symbol that appears above that thing.
Okay.
But the symbol is the projector symbol. Like it's 3 little circles in like a triangle formation, and it's telling you in the bottom left corner, this light is active. But on the accessibility symbol, the color is the thing is still on the symbol. I was like, that's not an accessibility feature.
I guess, well, it depends, because most colorblind stuff, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremy, is about sort of like, it's less the extreme and more the middle, like where they... Like, can you by the process of deduction in that situation understand that the third one has to be red?
Yeah, it depends on the color set, and it depends on the type of color blindness you have. So like blue and purple are quite close and used to be very hard for me to distinguish. There's a story there that I will not tell here. And then red and green are, I'll tell you guys off here.
I ate the wrong berries.
It is one of those stories.
I was thinking pale, but yeah, go on.
Oh, yeah.
And red and green are kind of like, not swapped, but like they're hard to distinguish, and those are 2 colors that are very different. So it's weird. I don't know. There's not kind of a hard fast rule. I have deuteranopic color blindness, but there's also it's like tritanopia and protanopia or something. So they're all very different.
Yeah, and this is just one setting where you sort of look at the symbol and go, that's where the position of this light is. But I think at the higher level, like there's only about 30 levels in the game. There are some where it's like 15 projectors overlapping each other to solve a puzzle. I can't imagine trying to parse all those little symbols to figure out what's going on.
I'm gonna play this game through DaVinci Resolve and use the scopes to be just...
I'm looking at the scopes to figure out what color everything is.
Yeah.
Would there be different shades of blue? That, like, are we getting that finite?
It's not that minute. I think it's mostly primary, secondary colors. There might be tertiary colors as well.
And
I don't remember. And white, yeah, exactly. Which is just your free key to solve everything. And then no color. Black's not actually a color; it's a shade.
It's actually it's actually the absence of color.
Yeah, you goofball. Actually, things that are white are just reflecting every color except for white, or something stupid.
That's
like
the
wavelength.
first. That's like the first Redditor take that kids get when they're kids is like correcting people on colors. That's when you become a Redditor as like a 6-year-old.
You got to get that shit beat out of you. Chromatic Conundrum, great game. I loved it a lot.
Holy shit!
Soon to be dad Jesse putting the fucking laying down.
I'm setting up expectations.
No son of mine's gonna go on Reddit.
Hey, that's almost not a joke.
Tumblr daughter or Reddit son.
Chromatic Conundrum, $3.49 currently, $5 when you want to pay full fat. Over on Steam. Yeah, it looks super neat. If you're into, first person puzzle games, then definitely worth a shout. What was the one you wanted to warm up to? Perfect Tides Station to Station.
Yes, sir. Perfect Tide Station. You want me to just hop into that, or you want?
I want you to answer the most important question first, which is: did this game need a subtitle, or has this fallen into the crack that Noclip? We here at Noclip seem to dislike, which is the unnecessary first game in a series that has a subtitle. We're looking at you, Expedition 33.
Well, this is the second game in a series, so at least to some extent it makes sense. And I do think it's a follow-up pretty directly from the first game, so it's useful to at least know. But it could have just been 2, I guess. But that just doesn't. There's something about it. That
first game was called Perfect Tides. Is that right?
Sir.
Okay,
yes.
This is Perfect Tides Station to Station. Had you played the first one? It came out
I did after PAX East last year. I went there and I got an email about this game that was part of PAX Rising, I think is their event in the center of this the thing, that the center of the expo, where they're like, here's 6 games that are really cool that we're showing off, and they have their own big spots. I got an email about that. You want to go talk to the developer, Meredith Gran? I was like, sure, why not? That seems cool. And then I looked into the game and I read Meredith's blog. She's a comic artist who worked on a series called Octopus Pie. I think it's like her own webcomic thing. And I was like, Perfect Tides, this seems interesting. It's like a coming of age story about a young person coming up to the end of high school in their hometown, like on an island called Perfect Tides, and the process of growing up at the point of time. I think it's the 2000s, the early 2000s. So the early internet, growing up in that space, learning how to become an adult or whatever that might mean. The writing absolutely captivated me. I was taken for a ride by this game. I was not expecting
genre
to
are we
connect
looking at
with
here?
This is it's a coming of age sort of memoir style game, I think is how some people have described the first Perfect Tides. Station to Station being the follow-up. Now we're focusing on the same character, Mara Whitefish. She's in university.
I just want to establish a grounding for people listening to this. This looks to me like I would define it as a as a point and click adventure.
You said genre, and I was like, of the writing, yes. Well, as you know, it's written by a person. It's a point and click adventure game from the same sort of perspective as like, I don't know, I'm not big on the genre, but you know what I mean when I say point and click adventure game.
Yeah, like it's not like a Monkey Island Scum one. No,
it's basically, you click around on objects, you interact with things. There's not like puzzle solving in the traditional sense that you're like dragging an item onto things that often. It's mostly just like narrative stuff. Actually, the things they started doing in Station to Station I thought was pretty cool. But that first game and this one now, point and click adventure games where you're just working through these environments, you repeat in a lot of places, like you show up in the same place a lot of the time and see how things change over time. The first game took place, like I said, in Mara's home, but now we are out on your own. You're finally an adult living in some proxy of New York City, or it might actually be New York City. I've never been, so I don't know. I can't tell off the first glance, but the restaurants there.
How many towers are there in the first game?
Yeah. What year is it again? It's after it would have happened.
I think it says 03. So
there you go. They would have known. No one was mourning, so it couldn't, and you never forgot, right? So that didn't have anything to do with it. But yeah, this game is, I was in love with Perfect Tide Station to Station. I think the writing in it is just so smart. You're playing through this life of just this, like, I think it's based on a lot of Meredith's own stuff, like most good sort of memoir style games like Despelote tend to be. But you start off as the student going to do your job at the library, like do sort of nonsense work, but like the way that you interact with the world is just clicking on stuff and learning about how Mara feels about things and like watching the self monologue come out. And I found it to be so, like, I look back on coming of age stories or my own life and I think, like, what about this works? How do you tell a story in this environment that doesn't feel very particular, like that is very particular, but doesn't feel as though it's like impossible to understand if you weren't there at that time? We kind of praised Despelote and Consume Me for finding ways to bring those elements of the creators' lives out to people who may not be able to connect right away, but can see parts of that in their own life. And I think, you know, I wasn't a 18-year-old woman in 2003, so in New York or some proxy of it, so I can't quite connect to the specifics of it, but I found myself really relating on a lot of things. I think there's moments where Mara is the character, reflecting on like life and thinking like, oh, I'm 18 years old. I'm at the end of everything. Like, this is it, you know? So I think maybe for somebody turning 30, it's like or who's just turned 30, it's like it's almost like, oh yeah, right. Everything was so pointless. Like I remember in elementary school, one of my teachers was telling me that I should watch this. I don't remember what the movie was, but it was like some coming of age film that he was really hot on. And he was like, you should watch this in 10 years. I think I was like 12 when he told me that. He was like, you will get a lot out of this. Once you've lived a life, you'll understand why this is so meaningful. And I feel a very similar way about Perfect Tide Station to Station. It's one of those games that like, if you haven't at least experienced some version of this, if you haven't transitioned from young adulthood to adulthood, whatever that might mean, you're not really going to get as much out of it as you would if you have been through that. And I'd love to know, like, if somebody again older than me or somebody who grew up in that period of time, like if one of you guys, because I would have been 8 when this story takes
I'm looking
place.
at
I'd love to know.
Screenshots here. There's like Donnie Darko posters in her bedroom and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a scene where you go and watch Phone Booth. Like for the first time while it's in theaters.
That I literally did that.
There you go.
As well. I was not 18. I was 13 or 12. I was 12 for most of
2003. Yeah, I was 17, I guess. It looks like just from watching the trailers here, it looks like it looks better than the first game as well. Looks like probably had a bit more time to do some of the art stuff. Lots of like house parties, smoking cigarettes, getting drunk. It seems like there's some romantic stuff here. I know it's hard to talk about these games because they're narrative led and you don't want to just fucking spoil everything, but clearly it's connected with you. So it must be doing something right. It's 1999. Any idea how long it is or how long was the first one? Did you complete the first one?
First one was like 5 hours. Wasn't too long. It was just a good, like solid experience. That I
prefer
think
games like this not to overstay their welcome, you know. Tell me and then let me go. You know what I mean?
For sure. I feel like Perfect State. Oh my God. Sorry. Yeah. Maybe the subtitle doesn't work. Perfect Tide Station to Station.
Tides. Yeah.
I think it was closer to 12 in total.
Oh wow. Really?
Hours. Yeah. But there's sort of like break points throughout the story where you can see this is the end of Act 1 or the end of a big chapter. Like literally time advances in a pretty significant way. So, but I'm not, you don't turn 80 or anything, but like you could just feel that there's a clear cut of a point where you can be like, I'm done for now. I'll come back to it later. I really adored it. I think it has some of the best writing I've seen in a game all year. No, in quite a while. I think, again, I'd love to know what you guys think about this. This is one of those games that just feels like it needs a book club.
Do I need to have played the first one to play the second one?
Not really. It's actually really funny. They open the game with a quote from like Virginia Woolf, either Virginia Woolf or a novel. I'm not entirely sure, but they open with a quote and then they're like, you're this person, you grew up here. All right, here's the game. That's it. Like they don't explain anything else. If you want to learn more about it, you can. But I also wonder if the story works as well as I think it does without having played the first game, which I think it will quite well. Like there's callbacks to the first game, but in ways where it's like, if you don't have the context, I think it still works really well, but from a different perspective.
Cool. It's like like a good Simpsons joke. You can maybe
exactly. You don't
understand
have to get
the kid angle, but maybe the adult angle goes over your head for a couple of years.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Perfect Tide Station to Station. 1999 on Steam. You can get it and the original game currently in a bundle for $30, which saves you a couple of shekels there. The earlier game is $14.99, so you're saving 15% off, I guess, the whole palaver. Very cool. 3Bs is the name of the developer, and I think I'm gonna give this a whirl. The something about the it looks different enough to me. I'll talk about my one in a second. I might as well, because we're in sort of the point and click adventure world. I'm playing Earth Must Die, which feels like a very. I think there's something about the Monkey Island game, which to me, I don't know what the word would be, like planar or something. Like the idea that it is sort of almost like a side view of this world that you were sort of horizontally exploring. At least from the gameplay of Perfect Tides, it looks like they're messing a lot with like framing and like the way in which you explore the world, which I think is really interesting. So, and the setting for sure, and the era. Although maybe it's a little bit. I just turned 40. Maybe watching this is a bad idea.
Yeah, maybe it'll bring up some bad emotions or some good ones. I feel like it's both heartbreaking and heartwarming in a really cool way. It flips back and forth really quickly. The writing is I found it really funny. I would love to know what you think. Like, seriously, I really want you guys to play this more than anything else. I loved it, but I want to talk to you guys about it because I think you'll get a lot more out of it than I did.
Super cool. Perfect Tide, Station to Station. Is it only on Steam, do we think? Maybe?
I think it's supposed to come out on Switch 2 at some point, but it's not yet, or Switch 1 at some point. But yeah.
I'm going to briefly talk about Earth Must Die because I've not played too much of it, under 2 hours at least. It is the latest game from Size 5 Games, who have made a bunch of these games like Lair of the Clockwork God, The Swindle, Behold the Kickman, which is one of my favorite narrative soccer games I've played in recent memory. Maybe the only one I've played in recent memory. Earth Must Die, it has a bunch of, it is a point-and-click adventure set in a, future universe far away where you are this sort of esoteric, not meant to be heir of a galactic universe, and through silly foibles you find yourself in a position of power. I don't want to get too much into the story of it. It is, I would say, the opening stretch of it is similar to other adventure games where they're not giving you too much to explore at any one time, so you can kind of get used to the verbiage. It uses, I would say, the sort of maybe Grim Fandango style of clicking on things where it is 2D. When you're walking around, though, there is a X, Y, and a Z axis to it. But you are, I guess, is there a Z-axis? I guess visually there's not, but like there is like some depth to the worlds you're in. But then there's no like interface. You are just clicking to either talk to people, or you can sort of influence them, or you can look at them and your character will talk about what they see. The entire thing is voiced. The voice cast itself is actually probably one of the selling points of this one. There's a bunch of famous British comedians. Tamsin Greig's in it, who is a actor she's in one of my favorite shows of all time, Black Books. The guy from what's the name of that fucking show? Taskmaster. That guy. That's like the biggest show in the UK. Have you ever heard of Taskmaster?
Yep.
Heard of it, but never seen it.
Yeah. So
is
like
it Alan Cumming, the host, or is it someone else? Is that just
I don't know
Canadian
if he's
version?
coming. You gotta. I don't know what he does in his spare
It's a personal question.
time.
All right, I'll just look it up.
He is coming. Did he make He Is Coming? Is that
Probably, yeah. It's based on his life.
Alan Cumming? He might be. I don't think it's that guy.
No.
I don't think
Claudia
it's that
Winkleman? No.
No, I don't think
said
Claudia
guy.
Winkleman's in this either, but that's pretty good. Whatever, the little guy who's in Taskmaster, whatever I get, not Greg Davies, right. Alex Horn, is that his name? Alex Horn. God, we went from Cumming to Horn.
I guess that's the US version's host is Alan Cumming. I've seen that version.
That's incredible. Do you think they went by, okay, this guy's got to have like a beautifully
like a sex name?
Erotic sex name. Exactly.
I think they just like that he's Scottish. All right, anyway.
So yeah, Earth Must Die. I think if you are into point and click games, you should check it out. The art's super, it's vibrant. It's real vibrant. Yeah. It's like color palettes are fucking all over the place in this thing. Puzzles are interesting. It's funny, which I think is, for me at least, almost the most important thing in it, a game like this. So yeah, I don't know if it's like, I'm not going to sit here and say it's a classic. I haven't played enough of it. But yeah, it's if you are like me, somebody who likes to dabble in point and click stuff because you've grew up playing those games, then yeah, it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you're into some of the aforementioned horn dogs. Let's leave the world of point and click adventures, I think, and so I'm actually not sure now. Frank, Don't Stop Girlypop. This game is, I don't know. I'm just going to let you take this right from the off. What is Don't Stop Girlypop?
Yeah, Don't Stop Girlypop. We almost had a conversation about trying to classify this genre of game. Like it's very similar to Neon White, where I called it like a sprint shooter. It's essentially it's a first person shooter, very reminiscent of like Doom Eternal, Neon White, even I'm trying to think of the other Super Sugar game that's on top of my head. But it's a very like pink, girly, super hyper pop first person shooter where you're basically bunny hopping the entire time, keeping your speed up. You're going in rooms, killing waves of enemies, finding keys, opening doors, fighting giant bosses. The levels are literally like E1, M1, like very, very Doom. And even like cheeky in its story, very silly how like Doom 2016 is, very Halo. But instead of like Cortana popping up, you pull out your flip phone and you have a video call with someone like, you got to go kill the enemy commander.
And it's like an FMV call, right?
Yes, yeah. So I even looked in the game's files, and there's like 100 video clips of it. But yeah, like my friend sent me a screenshot, and it was immediately like, oh, this is awesome. I feel like so many first-person shooters are Doom-like. The screen is just covered with blood and guts and skeletons, and like that's cool. But this is just a complete inverse. Instead, you literally have a SMG that shoots bubble gum and it explodes, and like the enemies are very like almost even like Smiling Friends versions of like goblin. Like everything is just like gross, but kind of like silly. So it's just. But the core thing is like the movement is awesome. It's full on strafe shooting. There's so many layers. Like you are encouraged to keep your speed up, and I think you can go up to like 16 multiplier. You're supposed to like,
oh my God,
hop, shift to dash, control, and you slam down, and you do this like repetition. So it's you're constantly keeping your speed up, and I think that increases your damage. And you have infinite ammo, but you can switch weapons based on what you want to do. You have a gravity gun, there's melee, you can parry, there's a sniper rifle that pins enemies to walls and stuff.
Nice.
So it's just like full on chaos, but I think speed is such an important element because a lot of the levels par times are like 4 or 5 minutes. So that's why I talk about like Neon White, where it's like, oh, this kind of feels the same. Neon White, I think, is like that's like one of the best games of the decade. Like it's very hard for it really is hard for any game to hit that level, so it's not.
And the levels in Neon White are like they're like under a minute, right? Like isn't that the whole thing? These are longer, right? This isn't like a speedrunning game. Is it?
I would call it a speedrunning game because it emphasizes it, but it's like they're 5 minutes. They're less. Yeah, Neon White encourages you to find tricks to beat a level in 20 seconds. This is more emphasis on the actual death match or shooting and killing, but like the aesthetic is great. And then the other core thing is the music is really, really good. It feels very much like Pink Panthers or Charlie XCX, like I was gonna say modern pop, but all modern pop now sounds like Y2K pop. But that's the vibe they're going for. But they nail it. Like it's not like. I don't know. The most recent thing is like for me is like when that newer Saints Row game came out and they're trying to hit everything and they were so far off base. This is like 10,000% authentic. Like no, they know what they're doing. And I was really you can even like accessorize your weapons. You open up a thing, you put butterflies and hearts and stuff on it. So it's like I
saw a Tamagotchi in one of the screenshots.
I think
something that looked like one.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many elements. I can't remember the Tamagotchi stuff off the top of my head, but it might be a thing when you jump into a boss battle, it tells you. But like, yeah, it's just wall to wall ridiculous. But like, yeah, even in the same way like Jay Tholen stuff is Hypnospace and like it's the kind of thing where it's like the game has a like aesthetic and it maximizes it and it's good. And again, the movement's good, the shooting's good. And yeah, the fact that it's got the par times to encourage you is good. I feel like most times I was getting S ranks or A ranks. I don't remember if there was leaderboard stuff, but also I don't think any friends have it. But I don't think there was leaderboard stuff on the side of it. But yeah, I was like, again, my friend sent me this maybe a month ago. I saw the screenshot. I was very surprised by it and then got it. And it was like, oh, this feels good to play. And yeah, like it's the kind of thing where this is very much a keyboard and mouse game. Like I rarely play games on PC. I like if obviously console. Steam Deck works. This is something where it's like, oh no, because like Neon White, it emphasizes movement, speed, and all that. But yeah, very, very surprising, very funny, very cool. The music's very nice. And yeah, this feels like definitely something that's worth shouting out to support. Anytime something so unique and weird comes out like this, it's like, oh, this is awesome. Like I'm happy to clap and cheerlead for this. So yeah, Don't Stop Girlypop is really, really cool.
Yeah, this looks. Another. You know, we often get people on the comments of Noclip 2 or the podcast being like, "You fuckers are ruining my wallet." And this is definitely a week for me because this looks absolutely class. I think you'd mentioned it a few times, but I hadn't properly sort of grokked what it was. Yeah, it looks like a great shooter, like kind of homage-y. Like there's a bit in the video here where like it looks like a boss from Doom, Doom, like one of those big guys with the double rockets. Like yeah, it's having just played, you know, Brazilian Drug Dealer 3, whatever it's called. I opened a portal to hell in the favela, which is like almost a wrapper for Quake 2, and I loved it so much. Or Quake 1, sorry. This looks pretty neat. Have you guys checked this out at all or interested in it at all? Or is this outside of your particular wwheelhouses?
No,
it's on my wish list for sure. I haven't gotten it yet though.
I thought this was like a lot closer to just being a first-person shooter where the music is really good, and that was the important part. So to hear that the shooting is actually like solid, and I'm looking at the screen or the videos now on the Steam page, it looks like there's a multiplier on the right you need to keep track of. You're right. There's a Tommy Gotchi, it looks like it's called, that pops up in your left hand. It's like Frank was telling us about the cell phone stuff, but like there's hearts coming up around enemies. I want to go fast. How can you go like Mach 10 in this? Like how fast are you going?
I think it really like it's 16x multiply like so.
Yes.
Yeah, and then like
60 or 16?
16.
Okay.
16. And then there's also like again very much like Doom Eternal, but there's like or even Titanfall. There's wall running segments that you can grapple. There's a grappling hook to get all this stuff. So you're always meant to stay in motion. And if you don't, I feel like the only penalty is maybe enemies swarm you. But like I feel like the game wasn't challenging. Again, I didn't get that far. The boss encounters I would fail. The checkpoint system, immediately reloads you right before the encounter. So again, it's friendly with your time, which is like the most important quality for me.
And it's bundled with Ultra Kill in a bundle called Ultra Girly, and that has me very excited.
That's a great bundle name.
It's also bundled with Brazilian Drug Dealer 3. I'm not even kidding.
They're targeting you.
I went to buy it and they were like, "Oh, if you, it's actually available at a lower price in a what do you call them? A bundle called Sisters from a Different Mister."
Perfect.
Which is the one they have for Brazilian Drug Dealer 3. I opened the portal.
Are you going to check out Brazilian Drug
the
Dealer before 4? Are you going to check that out?
Is there one?
It just came out.
There's a new Brazilian Drug Dealer game?
They have announced that it's coming out. It's out September 16th, but they just posted the Steam page for it a couple days ago.
It's called Brazilian Drug Dealer Before 4. Demons from the portal to hell I opened are still in the favela, and now I have to save mamadas from Ronaldo. Great. So Ronaldo, I guess, is a famous soccer player who.
Cristiano Ronaldo,
it's the Brazilian
probably?
Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo's Portuguese.
It's the Portuguese one.
Yeah. So this is 1990 World Cup 1998 Ronaldo, probably with his weird haircut. He had a haircut where my headphones are. He had a haircut where he had this part of his hair, and the rest was all like a number one.
Wait, I gotta look this
That's
up.
awesome.
Yeah. So I think maybe that was around 2000. If you type in Ronaldo hair, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the first thing that
Oh
comes
my God. Why did he do this to himself?
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, what does this remind me of? He looks like it's like one of the like a Three Stooges haircut, but like not quite.
Yeah.
There's something there. Like if like a Gen Z version of Mo or something, you know, where he was like, give me like a Mo taper fade.
Give me the Mo.
It's beautiful. The mustache. It's real good. Great to know the Brazilian franchise is continuing to make more art. Brazilian, sorry, don't stop Girlypop. Not Brazilian. It's actually Australian. 2 Aussie devs put that together. So shout out to them. Looks like a super cool game. Excited to check that out too. Is this a couple of these going to be in we're putting out, so instead of doing we're going to keep doing indie recommendation videos on Noclip 2 when they make sense, but we're pulling back on them a little bit because we decided to sort of create a monthly video that sort of collects a bunch of them that's like edited and scripted. Frank, Don't Stop is in yours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are any of the other ones we talked about today in it, or are some of these February games?
No, Butcher's Creek, I believe, is also in there. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, Frank. And then Perfect Tide Station to Station is also in that video as well.
Oh, cool. Excellent. All right. A game that did come out in February, just missed out on the cutoff, but might be in February's indie recommendations. We'll find out in a second, is Tearscape or Tearscape. Which one is it, Jeremy?
I think it's Tearscape, although there is a cape in the capsule image, so now you've totally fucked my brain up.
Is it crying?
No, but there are tears everywhere in this game. Tearscape is okay. This is the most. What it says on the package is exactly what it is. Game.
Okay.
But what it says on the package is a great pitch. So let me just
pitch it.
Let me lay it out for you. What if there was a Link's Awakening style, like a Game Boy Zelda game, but it was Bloodborne?
Right. Sold.
That's what it is. Let's move on to the next game. Now, okay. I do have a few things to say about this. It's I played a bunch of it last night. It just came out yesterday as of time of recording, and it's really, really fun. It's like nothing in it was a moment where I was like, wow, my mind is blown. This is, I didn't know this was going to be like this. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be, but that's what I wanted it to be. I just wanted like a Game Boy Zelda game, but it's fucking Bloodborne. And there's like, and it's like, it's everything about kind of both of them. There's like little sort of, you know, obstacles you hit in the world. It has kind of like a Metroidvania setup, but for, you know, top-down action RPG setup. So you get little map fragments, you go around, you find like a thing you can't move, and you're like, oh, clearly I need some sort of, you know, Link-esque wristband that makes me strong enough to move this. I'll go somewhere else. And then you just like, you fight guys, they drop tears, kind of, they're the equivalent of the souls. You use them to level up your stats.
Cape?
Yeah, to level up, you get a nicer cape. And you find new weapons. It's literally just fucking Bloodborne Link's Awakening. Like everything I'm describing, I feel like I could have just asked one of you to describe this game and it would have been the exact same thing. Because it's just, yeah. But that's what you want it to be. Like, it doesn't need to be subversive because it's just like, it's just hitting a thing that's like, obviously that would be fun and good. You know what I mean?
Do the thing. Say the thing. Yay.
Yeah. So
I mean, it looks like you said, it is, I am not a big Link's Awakening head, but I adore Bloodborne, and it is so Bloodborne looking that I am definitely going to play this. This is
it's very, very Bloodborne.
It's almost Mario Kart, Bloodborne Kart, sort of, you know, adjacent in the, no, we're just going to make a game that is meant to be like an 8-bit ass Bloodborne thing.
Yeah. It does have like even though it's obviously like an original world, original characters, original lore and all these things, it does have sort of like a Bloodborne Game Boy demake feel to it, which I really enjoy. But someone took that sort of approach and made their own original thing with it. But yeah, you're right. You even look at the main character and he's got sort of the like tricorn hat, but ripped at the back. It looks like little wings and stuff. It's just fucking, it's just like Bloodborne. There is a gun.
Do you parry with it?
There's a shield that you parry with, which is okay. Well, that did surprise me. You're right. That when that happened, I was like, "But this isn't Bloodborne at all."
So it's for noobs. Then you're saying it's for people who are bad.
It's not for noobs.
Casuals?
It's actually for cool Dark Souls 1 enjoyers. Actually,
okay. Whatever you say. I watched the H Bomber guy video, and he gave me my opinion. So I'm just going to keep saying this over and over again.
He told me my opinion,
and that's why I love Dark Souls 2.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, but it's just fun. I just I played so much Karen last night, and that is such a fresh, new, like mind-blowing, immersive experience that's so unlike anything I've ever played. And then I played a bunch of Tearscape, and it was such an interesting palate cleanser because it was like, I don't know. I was like, I feel so grounded. Like I've never played this game before, but I feel like this is a game that I played back in the day or something, even though it's all new.
It's like watching you know, Jodorowsky's Dune and then an episode of Friends. It's like, you know, like this is so heady and like in the moment, but like I just want to enjoy a thing I like.
I just needed to chill with Ross and Rachel after the sesh.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's fun. The combat feels snappy, but like it's like the right kind of sluggish in a weird way, where when you play Link's Awakening or like, you know, even Link to the Past a little bit, it has a sort of like committing to your moves, but not in the animation driven way, like a Souls game in 3D where you're kind of like, it's more complex and there's follow through and stuff. It's just like you hit the button and it's like you got to watch the whole swing animation. So there is sort of an intentionality to it, but transposed onto this simpler, you know, 2D retro feel. But it's just really fucking good, and the lore is interesting. It has this whole thing about, you know, like people who worship monsters, but like maybe they're like false gods kind of thing. So it just has this whole, they're just doing like a FromSoft, I was going to say cover band, but that's not what it is. It's like, I don't know, FromSoft inspired, but in a very, very positive way.
Tearscape, very cool. There's a demo for it as well, available on Steam, or you can pick it up for $15 regular. It's got 10% off at time of recording, and will do by the time the podcast is out for the rest of the weekend as well. Also, shout out to the developer, maybe my new favorite developer name. Jeremy, do you want to explain it? Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's Nerds Take Over.
All caps as well.
All caps, yeah. Yeah, when you click on their Steam page, they don't have any other games that they've released, so I don't know if this is, I don't know who this person is, but Nerds Take Over, shout out to you.
Is that a direction, or is it is it like Nerds Take Over?
Yeah, that's my like SCIA MK Ultra sleeper cell activation phrase.
Love it. Okay. Well, we said on the podcast now. Maybe this was all done so they could get their studio title read out on a bunch of podcasts.
Kill John Lennon.
Oh my God.
It's too late.
Oh damn.
If another person called John Lennon is killed in the next couple of days, you're going to be getting some knocks on the door, Jesse Grasha.
It was just Butters. I was just doing it's a South Park joke. I'm sorry.
Okay. And if your name is John Lennon, maybe don't leave the house for the next few days.
Yeah, don't come near where I live. You don't know where that is, but don't worry about it.
Maybe change your name as well. I don't know. I had 2 friends called Barry White growing up, and they didn't seem to like that. So I don't know.
That's
Maybe
awesome.
change it. Oh man, from sexual chocolate to sexual butchers. Frank Howley, what's Butcher's Creek, and is it sexual?
There's like snuff films. So like some people watch that for like there's a thing called red rooms. So potentially.
Potentially sexy.
Butcher's Creek is the new game from David Szymanski. So which like there's a whole other story with his game produced film his movie just made a bunch of money, yada yada.
Oh yeah.
Iron Lung just came out, right?
Yeah.
Starring and directed by Markiplier, right? Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Did anyone
I hear
see
it's
it?
fine, is what I've heard. I've heard it's like better than you'd think from a YouTuber, director / actor, but not as good as what you'd maybe expect to see in a cinema. Kind of like
That's it. That's the trailer's vibe. I watched just the trailer and I was like, wow, I can't believe this looks this good, but also it does look like something that would be on the Sci-Fi Channel. But that's
like
not
a Shudder original. Or,
but that is impressive.
Some of those are good.
Yes, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Some of those are good.
Some of the Shudder movies are
There is?
actually
Okay.
pretty good. Yeah.
So okay.
Was Skinamarink a Shudder? I think it might have been.
Skinamarink.
Yeah. Is that? Yeah, I think so.
Is that a term you know? Skinamarink.
Yeah, it's a
movie I
movie.
know.
Yeah, but also the
Sounds very Irish. Skinamarink.
It's good. It's a good movie.
Shelikabuki.
Skinamarink does sound like an Irish like folk creature.
It does,
Skinamarink,
doesn't it?
dinky dink, skidamarinky doo. You guys
The
didn't
fuck
do
is
that
this?
one?
Are you doing some sort of Gnostic spell on us right now?
I love
Somebody
you
stop
and-
him. Cut his mic.
We'll talk about Butcher's Creek at some point, I promise.
Okay.
Sorry,
Butcher's Creek might be a snuff film. Frank, keep going.
Yeah, so Butcher's Creek is a new game by David Szymanski. So I fell in love with Dusk when it came, even before it came out. Dusk was on the convention circuit and all that. So Dusk is the old school Quake-like Doom that also with New Blood and Dave Oshry, like one of my favorite indie games of all time. I love Dusk. In 2019, David Szymanski started like posting cryptic screenshots on Twitter that was like, it was like melee combat and like concrete walls and stuff. And it was like, oh, he was hinting like, yeah, I'm kind of working on a game inspired by Condemned. That
Right.
was 6 years ago.
Wow.
In the game's files for Butcher's Creek, there's even Unity screenshots from like 2018. So he's been working on this game for a long. I mean, I feel like he launches a new game like constantly, but like this has been a thing he's been working on for such a long time. And yeah, again, opposite of Don't Stop Girlypop. Also like. But even more, Dusk, this is melee. This is like grounded, intense melee. The default difficulty is like, for me, it's like, oh, this is tough. This is very challenging. So very simply, Butcher's Creek is a first-person melee. I would classify it as survival horror because it's so grim and like tough. You have to really manage like your stamina, your health. Health pickups are very limited and that kind of stuff. The vibe of Butcher's Creek is you're in the Appalachian forest, tracking down a gang of serial killers, murderers, torturers, people producing snuff films. So the game also has a very direct like VHS aesthetic. It's not just a VHS filter. You're literally finding VHS snuff films, and you're using snuff films almost like keys to unlock doors.
Oh my God.
So like there's CRTs where in order to save, you have to use a snuff film. You have to use deposit VHS tape. There's like locked doors. Sometimes those are like secret rooms full of health items and better weapons, or sometimes it literally gates your progress. And so you dump like 4 VHS tapes to open the door. So it encourages you, like the maps are like, it's almost kind of similar to what was the Pig Face? Like it's like, oh, here's a messed up murder mansion. Go explore it and try to find your way out. And then
I feel like Pigface also has like you said, it's not like full Kanan Lynch 2 VHS look, but it has like some type of chromatic aberration or like splitting of colors and stuff.
And I feel like both pull from like just that era of horror, like early 2000. I mean, there's 28 Days Later, but like even Saw kind of is very like, like and Eli
Hostel and that type of
And so this game pulls back to that, like literally like the torture porn genre of stuff. And so this game is awesome. It's so again, and the graphics too are like better than Dusk, but again, it's not as sharp as Condemned, but kind of in that in between like PS2 Dreamcast like kind of, but where it's charming and looks nice. And yeah, you're just going through most enemy encounters 1-on-1, 1-on-2, 1-on-3, and yeah, one person will take a swing, one will back up. You can parry, deflect. Your weapons break, so in the middle of fights, you'll be swinging with a wrench. That'll break. You have to run away, find a plank, hit it. That guy might die. You pick up his hammer, and then another guy comes in. So it almost feels like Old Boy. It's that very like sweaty, intense, desperate fight, and you feel it. It's like, oh, it's intense. Like I think for me, the best way to enjoy it would like play on easy on my Steam Deck. But this is also potentially like, oh no, this is it would be fun to play on console. But this is also a very good mouse keyboard game because it's just so intense. And yeah, and then the other fun is like, yeah, you're walking around. There's just a mattress covered in blood, and then there's a VHS camera, a camera filming it, and you can take pictures with a Polaroid camera. And taking pictures of crime scenes is how you get health back. So you can also use your Polaroid camera in the middle of encounters to stun flash enemies. And I don't think that was a mechanic they tell you. That was like it was like, oh crap, that works. So it's
cool.
Almost immersive sim. Like there's a lot of like clever stuff. You can even pick up boxes and stack them and block doors so they don't charge you.
Oh, cool. Hell yeah.
Sometimes like you have to, kill everyone on the map because one person will have a key and stuff like that. And so
that's like a Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth kind of reference there. It's like the only game I remember where you can like push a table in front of a door to stop people from coming in. It just isn't like a verb we use in first person games.
No, I didn't even think of it. And then they literally like on like the third or fourth level, I felt personally overwhelmed. Like this is so impossible. And then the tutorial tip was like, you can block doors with boxes.
Cool.
I was like, oh, okay. So the game is for, like it's telling you everything. And yeah, again, it's like nasty and gritty, and every enemy is just like, hey, what the fuck is this? Who the fuck are you?
Oh,
so,
really?
Like,
I love that. That's like Kingpin.
Yeah, they're really going for, like, this is a nasty, nasty game. And so that's why I was like, oh, this is so cool. And it's, it just hits everything. It's great. Like, I don't know. Yeah, so Butcher's Creek is awesome. Again, they've been teasing this forever, and it's finally out. A throwback to Condemned. Yeah, it's nasty. It's good, and the melee combat's awesome. And yeah, just that frantic, and same thing like Condemned. When you see a weapon on the ground, it shows the durability, power, speed, some extra little like conditions. You can also throw weapons in the middle of an encounter. And so yeah, it's just funny and gory and messed up. And the game's got good ragdolls. Like you'll swing someone with a pipe, and they'll just get knocked over. So yeah, Butcher's Creek, and I think it's also pretty solid budget title. It's $9.99 then the opening week discount. But yeah, Butcher's Creek is awesome.
$7.50 at the moment, 25% off, which is a pretty decent discount on that.
Did this game have was this like this game, the release date for this game is a year ago. Was this early access, or like did it just get like a 1.0 release, or did you just get around to playing it now?
Oh my god.
No, it launched last year. I thought it was this year too. I totally thought it was 2026.
That's so did I. I've been looking at it here, January 23rd, 2025. My brain has been like, oh yeah, of course, 2 weeks ago. But I was also thinking it's weird I haven't heard of this. But it's actually even weirder that I hadn't heard of it, and it came out a fucking year ago, and it's a Szymanski game.
I remember hearing about it, but I've never played these types of games. But I was just wondering if it maybe just came on your radar, if it got like a big update.
I did.
Great catch. I didn't even notice that either.
I don't know if it was 1.0 or if it was just on sale and I saw it. I legitimately thought it just came out.
Oh, no worries.
Well, I guess it's not making the fucking indie rec list.
I guess not. Yeah, never mind.
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
Brutal.
Hey, nothing wrong about bringing it up.
Yeah, we've never talked about it on the podcast, and I've never played it.
Yeah, and I like, for all the talk of Pigface I did last year, I didn't even see that. Like, how the fuck is that possible? That like, it just shows you like the problem with discoverability. And I'm not like trying to externalize my own shame for not knowing about this game, but like, I'm a fan of David. I've hung out with David. I've enjoyed like almost like all the stuff he's worked on. Like this would have been I would have bought, like, I'm going to go down to the games this is like, and I'm assuming all of them are games I've played. And for whatever reason, I didn't ever see this either. Like, that's wild. There you go. Came out last year.
Yeah, I think I just had it.
Discount.
I think I had it on my wish list, and I think I got the ping, and I assumed it was out, but I think maybe they put it on sale to coincide with the release of the movie.
That might be it. It might be like an iron lung.
But truly, like, I didn't see the splash when this came. This is a game I wanted to play forever. I was like, oh, this thing is out. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I still stand by it. I mean, I'm also like, put it in the indie rec. It's a genuine indie rec, but that's fine. But yeah, the game is really cool. I did not know it was over a year old. So
No, I mean, it is new to us. None of us have played it except for you, and you have not played it till now. So
Yeah, no, totally relevant. I mean, you also wanted to talk about Yakuza 6 today, so it's not like the game the games have to be new to talk about.
I feel like I only go out of my way to play indie games if it's like, oh, this week, it's for work. Like I wouldn't have chased it otherwise, but whatever. That shows going outside your wheelhouse to explore stuff could be.
I'm glad you did. It seems fucking cool, and I haven't thought. I heard that it was coming out, and then I slept on the release too. So
I've just added it to my shopping cart here on Steam as well. That's almost all games this week. Like I said, we have an interview coming up in a couple of minutes with Ed McMillen and Tyler Glaiel, all about Mewgenics, and obviously also the new news about Adobe. What's it called again? Animate. Thank you. Before we get into that, though, you played a little bit of Yakuza 6, Frank. Is this a blind spot on your Ryuga to go studio?
Yeah. So my
beautiful
goal,
pronunciation.
Thank you.
So I'm going to Japan in like a month. I'm very excited, and in advance of that, I wanted to finish Yakuza 5 because Yakuza 5 takes you to Nagoya, which I had gone to in real life, but not in Yakuza. So like
The
last
more
month,
important way to go to it, obviously.
Yeah. So last month I all right, my goal is to finish Yakuza 5 before Japan. I want to finish all my bunch of projects and stuff and mental task lists and stuff before the Japan trip. And I played Yakuza 5 and I got into a flow state with it. I beat it and I was like, oh my God, I got a month. Let me start Yakuza 6. And Yakuza 6 is such an important gap in the series because Yakuza 3 through 5, there's remasters.
No spoiler request. I'm sorry. I have to insert it here because I'm still playing these games and I'm 4 behind you.
Just gameplay. Thank you. Engine. Yakuza 3 through 5 was made on the old engine. 6 is where it feels contemporary. This is the Like a Dragon engine, essentially, where the current JRPG stuff is. This is where Yakuza stepped up and now the game feels contemporary. So all of a sudden I was kind of I was grinding through the Yakuza 4 and 5. These are fine, but they're old. They're a little janky. Now I'm playing Yakuza 6. This is 2026. It feels like I have a brand new Yakuza game. And I loaded it up. I had started playing this game 3 years ago before I ever went to Japan, before I played Yakuza 3, 4, 5. And Yakuza 6 was meant to be the series finale. So it's oh, we're going to type a bunch of loose threads. I started playing. I was like, I don't know who any of these characters are. I shouldn't be playing these games.
Whoops.
So I went back. I played 3. I played 4. I went to Japan 5 times. I did so much homework. I loaded back Yakuza 6 and immediately Kiryu is standing in front of the Appa Hotel, which is the hotel I stay at. I recognize all these different brands, and it's I've never more in my life been more ready to play a video game. I recognize all these streets, all these locations. I've been here, and it's so funny to load up a save where you have transformed. I feel so it's so exciting to play it. You go to Hiroshima, but yeah, I'm just very, very fired up to play this, and I don't know if I'll beat it before. But the next Japan trip, Kiwami 3 comes out in 2 weeks. But the other reason that I've tried to push to get to Yakuza 6 is there's a bunch of New Japan Pro wrestlers in it. So a big wrestler just retired, Tanahashi. They sold 50,000 seats at Wrestle Kingdom in January, one of the biggest wrestling shows of all time. Tanahashi is in Yakuza 6. Okada, who's currently at AEW, he's in Yakuza 6. So I started playing yesterday, and I was like, oh my God. 3 years ago, I didn't know who Okada was. And I'd seen Tanahashi live in the time that I first started the game and played yesterday. So it's so funny to go back to the game and all of a sudden be oh, no, now it's like Jesse's telling the teacher said, in 10 years from now, read this.
You're going to love this.
So now I'm oh my God, now Yakuza 6 is phenomenal. But it's exciting because the gameplay wise, it feels just as sharp as the modern ones. And it feels like this is where they really stepped it up just in terms of gameplay, progression, mini games, everything. So I'm this, it's you know what it really is oh, there's a game I'm truly fired up to get out of bed and play. And I haven't had that in a while. So it's and it's not something I'm playing for work necessarily. This is just my thing. So it's something I can play until Japan, and then when I land in Japan, it's oh crap, there's no difference. I don't know. It's weird to just. I think the Yakuza games for me have always been a way of permanently extending my Japan trip. I was playing it in quarantine before I ever went to Japan in real life. Come back from it, but I just started, but I'm very fired up. But yeah, that's it.
Hell yeah. The stars aligned. You met the game at the right time for you. Yeah, that's perfect. Love it. Love to hear it. Yeah, and TikTok, not too long now until Japan time for good old Frank. Excited. I'm excited just to hear all the tales when you get back of what you were up to. That's all the games I think we wanted to talk about this week. We had Chromatic Conundrum, Perfect Tides, Station to Station, Don't Stop Girlypop, Tearscape, Earth Must Die, Butcher's Creek, and Yakuza 6. Or Yakuza, right? Yakuza? Yeah. Ryu Go No Goko Studio.
We gotta use some Japanese lessons.
Yeah, something about that joke in particular.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
I don't know.
Hey, you're getting there.
Yeah.
Domo arigato, Mr. Is Mr. I don't know. Anybody here ever watched Mr. Robot? I was watching.
Yep.
Yes.
Is it any good?
Yeah, it's a great show.
It's pretty good. I watched.
Right,
I
Jeremy
liked the
fucking
first
hates
season.
it. That's all I hear.
No, I watched the first season, I liked it, and then I fell off. But I enjoyed what I saw of it.
He doesn't
Oh,
like
the rest
Rami,
of it's good.
Rami
It gets better.
Malek.
I don't
Yeah,
like
it's
TV.
his eyes. I get it.
I don't like television shows.
Oh, all right.
Any of them.
Did you watch Chernobyl? What's the point? You don't like the shows? Never mind.
I just don't like the structure of television, even when it's so good.
All right.
I will. This is random, but I'm curious if Danny had seen this. There's a show called People Just Do Nothing. Have you seen it or heard of it?
No. Is this a Japanese show?
No, it's the most British show I've ever seen. My friend who lives in Wales and does like music stuff recommended me this show. It's called People Just Do Nothing. It's a 5-season mockumentary about UK garage DJs running like a shitty radio show in their friend's house, and they get like 10 listeners, and they act like they're the biggest guys in the world. It's very like Ollie G humor. Brilliant. But like I was like, had Danny seen this or anyone? But like I just started it, and it's like, oh, this show is so phenomenal. The film finale, they did 5 seasons. The film ends with them in Japan, so that's like, oh, I'm gonna try to watch it this one too.
Perfect.
But like, yeah, People Just Do Nothing might be like the best British sitcom I've seen. Like, it's phenomenal. Like of that decade, it came out in 2014. Yeah,
there are just like gaps in my UK/Ireland. Like what's going on that are like when Sean Locke, the comedian, died, I didn't find out until 2 years later because I was just still experiencing clips from him on television from YouTube like forever. And then I was home one time and I was like, wait, he's dead? This is a show that came out in 2014. I was obviously living over here 3 years by then and I never saw it. Yeah, People Just Do Nothing. That's a fucking great name as well. I got to check that out.
This looks awesome.
Yeah, that's a great name. It reminds me a bit of Goldie Looking Chain or something, you know. Do you know Goldie Looking Chain, GLC? It's a great Welsh rap band, I want to say. Are they Welsh or maybe they're from the West Country? I don't know. Sorry to everyone in Wales and the West Country. I probably got that wrong. But we're not here to talk about Goldie Looking Chain. We're here to talk about emails. We got one here, Frank, before we close out the first part of the show.
Yeah, if people want to send us an email, please write to us podcast@noclip.video or in our Discord channel in the podcast chat. Once again, that's podcast@noclip.video. We have an email from Casey. Hi, folks. I am a Zoomer. I also didn't really grow up with video games during my childhood of the late 90s and entirety of the 2000s and didn't really get into games, as it were, until 2020 after only playing a handful of well-established titles occasionally before that. I played a few older games in the last few years, but not many, as I don't have the familiarity or even nostalgia for anything before the Xbox 360 that a lot of folks such as yourselves and other creators I engage with do. So my question is, what are some old games you'd recommend to a late 20-something who hasn't played many old games?
What are Zoomers? What age is that?
Like late 2 years younger than me. I think 28 is probably the cutoff, right?
Okay. So childhood of the late 90s. I mean, you're talking you were a child.
You were a born.
Yeah,
you
were
five.
just born at that stage. It's hard to answer this without some sort of genre bumpers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to throw the bowling ball down the lane here. I want to know which lane I got to throw it into, I guess. But are there any ones that like, what are we, so are we talking pre-360?
Probably, yeah.
Is that
or at
what
least
we're
like
talking
360 stuff that's not outstanding, right? Like obvious, like Gears of War, like more obscure 360 stuff, but probably before then, I would think. I've been in Casey's position before where I'm like, I'm 30, I'm the young boy of the team. So I always feel like I'm missing some bit of knowledge that you guys have. Like I'll describe something and you'll be like, that's just this on the ZX Spectrum. I'm like, listen, man, all right? Like,
you never
everybody knows Quanklo.
Oh, you ever played Imperium Galactica 2?
Yeah, my bad. I need to brush up on my history. So I definitely would be in Casey's position here. I really have no idea. Like stuff that I've gone back to play is usually things that are like really niche. Like I wouldn't recommend someone go back and play Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Like I don't really think that a lot of people that would work for unless you are that kind of person.
Second best game that came out on November 24th, 2004. But they should play Half-Life 2 if
you're gonna pick one from that particular day, probably pick Half-Life 2. Yeah.
Half-Life 2 obviously is I think if you're into first-person games, Portal I feel like is a game that is of that era. And
that was 360, wasn't it? I thought
it did eventually come out in 260 in the orange box, right? Isn't that how that all went down?
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah, but it was like maybe they didn't play that. Are we talking like PS2, like Resident Evil? You know what I mean? Like Resi 1, Metal Gear Solid 1,
Silent Hill 1 and 2 and 3 and maybe 4 if you really like the first 3. Morrowind is around that era, but if you've not played Morrowind, I had no nostalgia for it and played it, and it was fucking amazing. Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is timeless, and Eastern Europe will back me on that.
Age of Empires 2. I'm going a bit more mainstream maybe with some of these. Roller Coaster Tycoon, Age of Empires 2.
I used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon and listen to Eminem. I have like this childhood memory of just listening to full Eminem albums and playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, and that was my life. Were you
making like Marshall Mathers themed roller coaster parks?
Yeah, they were really edgy.
I want to take the what was the song with Dido? I want to take the Stan coaster.
Yeah,
it like at the end it
doesn't
flies
end well.
off.
Oh boy. Yeah. What else?
This podcast needs a trigger warning now.
I did want to stress, like, it's very important to play a Tony Hawk game. I would even argue,
It's true. Just in general, it is very important.
I was gonna say, like, try Tony Hawk Underground, because you could do 3, but I don't want you to play the remakes. So you should play a PS2.
Play 2.
2 is phenomenal. Yeah, it would be good to try sample both, like pre Underground and post Underground. So yeah, 2 Underground would be fun. Again, I feel like you've, just in case, Resident Evil 4, like, also, and then I know it's 360, but I feel like you should play Saints Row the Third, even just in case you haven't. Saints Row the Third's goofy fun.
I love that Saints Row the Third is coming up in this, but Saints Row the Third is pretty great. It is. I like Saints Row 1 as well, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Because it didn't quite know what it was. Wasn't sure if it was a joke yet. I don't know if it was.
It was, yeah.
I don't know if they were in on the joke in Saints Row 1. Maybe they were. God, yeah. What else? We can mine this one a little bit longer.
The original StarCraft and Brood War is really, really fun if you like RTS, or even if you don't, it might just be fun as a novelty.
World of Warcraft. Some of that.
It's but you can't, like, even classic isn't really like it wasn't what it was like.
They gotta do classic now. It's too far in. They're at like Mists of Pandaria now. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Are they just gonna do that? Are they gonna roll back
probably?
Once they because they'll never catch up, right? Will they? Are they going at a faster click
than retail?
Retail is, or will they eventually
maybe have that as an option? Like, there's a server that's just the original. I'm gonna go look while you're coming up with ideas.
Like pre-Cataclysm, because once Cataclysm happens, you're not playing old WoW anymore.
It was such a different the experience. I was talking to my friend literally about this yesterday, who still plays retail and has played classic, and we played in 2004 together. It's such a different. It's like a cognitive difference too. It's not even just like it's not even just like the meta of the game. It's also the way people approach the game. There were classes and specs that were so fucking broken, but it wasn't about like, oh, we got to patch this immediately. It was just like, oh yeah, if you're like a Fury Warrior or something, you're just like, if you saw one of them in fucking Warsong Gulch, it's like, I'm just like leaving. Like, I'm not going to fight this guy. And that was the fun of it. It didn't mean everyone wanted to play that class. It just meant that you knew that they were more powerful than everyone else.
Yeah. If I saw an undead mage, I was out of there.
Yeah, there was asymmetry. Or if you saw like a rogue in the open world, it's like, I'm just not going to quest here. I'm just going to go home.
Gonna get ganked from some invisible out here, like just before I get stabbed in the back. Mass Effect. That's maybe not old enough. The Fallout games, I guess Fallout 1 and 2, of course, but like also Fallout 3 in New Vegas. They're.
I do have to recommend this all Sega's Dreamcast era stuff, Jet Set Radio, Crazy Taxi, and even Sonic Adventure 2. It's like worth spinning all these up just to get a set. Like, yeah.
The Capcom games
Kingdom
on
Hearts.
GameCube. Yeah.
I love Kingdom Hearts.
What's your other one? Fucking Diddy, not Diddy.
Diddy Kong
Racing?
Diddy, yeah. No, I meant the other one. The what's that?
Diddy's
weird-
Conquest?
Diddy's, no, you're not. We're back to
Donkey
the
Kong Country 2.
Now back to the dick jokes again. Alan Cummings, Diddy Conquest.
Diddy's Conquest? Yeah, all right.
No, what's the thing you like? It's not Tamagotchi. What is it? What's the thing you like?
Digimon?
Digimon. There we go.
Thanks, Dad. Jesus. Took forever to get to that one.
What's that thing you kids
What's that
play?
thing
It's
you
the
guys go on the
Tamagotchi.
internet?
Play with the game.
Something
and
that
the boys.
Digicards are.
Oh, Earthbound. I feel like I was also thinking Final Fantasy 6, but Earthbound, I think you could like. Earthbound is less intimidating. I feel like Final Fantasy is very intimidating potentially, but Earthbound's easy.
Earthbound, if you have some degree of tolerance for like RPGs, it will test you a little bit, but it's not super grindy, and it's so charming. And I replayed it for the first time in 2 decades recently, and it's so good.
I've picked a lot of games that are like very frictionless in terms of you just get into the game part, because I wonder how the Zoomer will do with like, you know, a lot of these games are slow to get into, or they're there's a bit of special sauce there that maybe is lost when you play them in a modern context. Like
We're trying to help
like
them
that.
reclaim that experience. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's not that is lost forever. It's just that you need to like go live like a hermit for 2 weeks and dopamine detox, and then come back and play Earthbound.
Play the
go rent an
Witcher 1.
Airbnb for 2 weeks and play Earthbound.
Do not play The Witcher 1.
Play The Witcher 1.
Jesse's
The Witcher
trying to kill
1.
you.
Listen, no, I actually have a great grounds for this.
Okay.
The Witcher 1 was the first PC adventure RPG game that I played from that era. And after playing it, it made me appreciate going back to those games even more. Learning how to explore an environment with no map markers, no quest explanation. If you want to know what's going on, you got to read a book.
In a tractor. That's what happened to you.
It's
You learned-
18-wheeler.
I
you
also
got your-
literally did that.
What, you learned to drive in a tractor?
Maybe not a tractor, but Nissan Titan.
Okay. Wow.
Might as well be.
Is that a Canadian only car? I've never
pretty sure
heard
it's
of
an
a
American
Nissan
one.
It's a
Titan.
giant pickup, isn't it?
It's big.
Is it?
It's
Wow.
big.
Is it manual?
No, thank God.
Okay.
Maybe one day I'll bother.
I learned in a Fiat Punto, which was a manual car with no power steering. So then every car after that was like fucking, yeah. it was
See,
like
but at least you were
first
driving
class,
around like a
baby.
cereal box. I'm driving around like a spaceship.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, God.
this thing
so,
is huge.
yes. So parking was a massive.
Yeah, it has no backup
Issue.
camera. The car is like 8
Right.
cars long. So really what I'm saying is playing The Witcher 1 is like learning how to drive a Nissan Titan. And you
Okay,
should do
I
it
like
just so you could brag and tell everyone else that your small accomplishment is worth mentioning, which it's not. But you should play The Witcher 1 because it's a good game also. I like the story. It was quite good.
I can't believe they call the car a Titan.
Yeah, I don't know how they got away with that.
Bigger is better with pickups these days. Someone needs to make a tiny pickup truck, and you will make $1 billion.
The Maverick, isn't that's like
It's
a
not
decent
small
size.
enough.
All right.
It needs to be smaller.
Okay.
It's just a Ford. It's an F-150, isn't it? With a slightly smaller shell. Is that what the Maverick is?
I think so.
If somebody out there has $1 billion and you just start producing a 1999 Toyota Tacoma, but like somehow not get sued for it,
Is that the problem? Is the problem like crash structures?
Yes.
Is that what they're
That
and
is
the
what it
efficiency
is.
of the engine? Like the 22R
right.
was like the best engine Toyota ever made, but it's not as fuel efficient. But it's mine. I have 300,000 miles on my fucking car, and it runs great.
It's probably fuel efficient if you live in like a beautiful little town in like, you know, Nippon Prefecture or something. But like if you,
You
live in
just drive down the
America,
hill to the shop, and that's
Yeah.
it. And
live
then
in
all the
America
other
where
cars
it's
are
like
electric.
50 miles to get
yeah,
your,
miles.
you know, your local gas station or whatever, you know.
That's true. And also the relative size of it's all like K cars on the road. So they're like, look at this asshole in his big ass truck. But that same truck here is like, you might as well be driving a go-kart on the highway.
I feel like everyone here wants to import one of those K cars though, right? Like,
Yeah, they're
you wanna-
hot right now.
They're so, God, they're so cool. They're
They're
just
sick.
like, they're just like, if you crash in it, if you crash in one of those, you come,
That's it.
You come in the coffin.
Yeah.
It has made the coffin in the crash,
That
and they
sounds
just
like a
bury
cost
you
savings.
they just bury you in the torn steel.
And it fits in the grave because it's so small.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's tiny. It just goes pancakes. Yeah. You could
want
like
those
put,
Chinese
put it in
EV.
your dresser.
Where's that? Let me get the.
wanna
Let me
try
buy a
it?
the
That
BYD
Chinese
already.
EV. That,
We're
well,
hurrying
you're
up on
Canadian.
it.
You're going to
We're
be getting
working
them,
on
right?
it. It's taking time.
Yeah.
My father, Mark Carney, is having so many conversations, and it's not going over well enough. Not fast enough. I want it. Where's my $19,000 Chinese
Come
EV?
on.
I want them to spy on me, not the Americans. I want the let them do it.
Elon Musk's cars can't spy on people. They just accidentally post pictures of naked people to your screen because you asked it for
whenever you use the
directions.
GPS on a Tesla, it always tells you how to get to Epstein Island. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's really
the
strange
only
on
place
that.
it can navigate to
Did you
is
see he merged SpaceX with a stupid fucking AI company?
Oh my
How
God.
is this legal?
Oh my God. I forgot to bring up the most. I'm so glad you reminded me.
Oh my God, yes,
If this podcast ended
Yes.
and I didn't bring this up, I would have been so fucking sad. In the new clutch of Epstein files, there was a reference from Jeffrey Epstein to a conversation that he had with Bobby Kotick about the invention of like loot boxes, about paying real money for in-game commodities. Jeffrey Epstein is directly linked to the downfall of AAA gaming.
You're saying he gave him the idea?
It's not that he gave him the idea. I think Kotick was like, "Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think if we like sold?" I'll pull up the email if I can in a minute. But it was like the ideas he listed was like, "Yeah, you pay real money and you get like iPhone like minutes on your cell phone or like in-game commodities." And I forget the other guy's name, but it was like a futurist that Epstein was referencing this conversation to. And the futurist guy was like, like, oh, I think that's great to like indoctrinate them into capitalism as children or whatever.
Did you also see that /Paul might have actually also come from Jeffrey Epstein? So was he sent back from like the future to destroy humanity?
He's the only time traveler. He's the T-2000. He's been just turning into liquid metal and absorbing people's lives. It's crazy. I hate that every conspiracy theory wasn't just some like tinfoil hat wearing nonsense, and it was all the same guy. And not that this is the worst thing about any of what's gone on here. He was just sending the emails on Gmail. Like we're all like, oh, it's all cryptic. Like they got to do their own. No, it's just jevacation@gmail.com.
And his spelling is so fucking, even like there are transcription errors, and that's some of the reason the emails read so fucked up. But his spelling is just there's just random
There's equal signs
typos
in there. Why?
And well, the
When you're on
equal
that
signs
much
are the
speed,
transcription error.
You
okay.
just don't. You stop caring about the previous word as the final letter is getting tapped in. You're just.
I told you guys this yesterday at the meeting, but I have to tell people listening to the podcast. My favorite fucking phrase I've seen in any of the Epstein leaks is he was emailing with Noam Chomsky, and Noam Chomsky sent him some little blurb about like Noam Chomsky's a genius, but it was just some like surface level analysis. And Epstein replies, "You revel in complexity," and that is the most pretentious bullshit response I've ever heard. It's so fucking funny.
You said you and your friends use it as shorthand now for like just
Someone
if there's.
Like, yeah, I used it last night.
Thing.
A friend of mine was like, "Oh, I had a really good dinner. I made some chili and I put it over pasta." And I said, "You revel in complexity."
If we named our podcasts, that would probably be this episode's title.
That's true.
That'd be pretty good. Oh, my Lord. Yeah. Interesting times we live in at the moment. But thankfully, there are still video games we can use to try and block out the noise for a couple of seconds before we go back to take a shit in the toilet, open up our smartphones, and are infected once more. Hopefully we gave Casey some ideas there. I feel like we just mentioned every great game for the past 20 years, but I
forgot
that's what we were
talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, Casey.
Sorry, Casey, yeah.
Sorry, that was the end of that was not really your question, but hopefully we got some good answers in there.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. We'll be back in a second with a second half, or I will, and Tyler Glaiel and Edmund McMillen talking about Mewgenics. A couple of bit of housekeeping first. Don't forget to catch up on all our Game of the Year podcasts and videos and whatnot. We will have some interesting videos coming up this month on Noclip 2. I don't think it'll be up by the weekend. We'll see. Maybe Jeremy's working on a cool video essay about climbing in games, sort of inspired by Karen, but kind of mostly about other stuff that's come out in the past couple of years as well, or at least tying a bunch of that together. I know, Frank, we've got a meeting later today about the finishing up on your DDR project, which has been super cool. Over on Noclip Uno, the 4th episode of our Disco Elysium franchise, all about art, the Alexander Rostov show, basically, is now available to watch. That guy is just one of the nicest people to sit and listen to. So it's really galling to interview somebody in your language and for them to be their second language, maybe third, and them to be better at it than you are. Something else. Jeremy, you must have enjoyed editing those parts of his interviews too, right?
Yeah, no, I one of the, like strong contender for the coolest person I've ever seen and heard speak in my entire life. Just like effortlessly. The thing I always say is that people I love who are really into art are people who talk about like high and low culture, highbrow and lowbrow in the exact same way. Like there's no like there's no like, oh, like Ozu's up here and like Michael Bay is down here. It's just like all movies. And Rostov talks about, you know, like John Singer Sargent in the same way he talks about Planescape Torment and Fallout and all these things. And I just think it's so beautiful the way he just has this very pure appreciation for everything and unbelievably articulate and insightful perspective into these into his own creative process and into the art of other people.
Yeah, super cool stuff. So episode 4, all on art, available now. Episode 5, which is called Collapse, is the basically runs you all the way up until the launch of the game in 2019. And sort of the way I've explained it is that the first 4 episodes are largely the things that went right, and the last 2 episodes are what went wrong with Disco Elysium. So yeah, episode 5 is available for early access people right now, and we'll be getting that out publicly, and episode 6 in the next couple of weeks. I was editing it until late last night, episode 6, the final one, and it's coming along pretty good. I'm actually going to try and see if I can get it out of my edit pipeline by Friday, because I feel like I've made good progress on it. And the 6th one's sort of what happened afterwards when Helen Rostov and Robert Kurvitz were fired, and you know, as importantly, what happened to the rest of the people who were working on those games as well. The few who were left at Zaum, and the many who were either fired or left the project at various times. Hopefully there's some lessons to be learned from this 6-part series. We got bunches of stuff in the pipeline, which we'll tell our patrons about. If you're a patron, go check out our patron show, our latest one, and you'll learn all about those. And yeah, that's the first part of the pod for the week. Thanks, gents. You guys up to anything mad this week? I have a lot of work and tax stuff, and I'm going to DICE next week, so I need to get ahead of a bunch of editing before I go. I don't know. I'm doing a workshop at DICE, and then probably just trying to hit up some developers. Maybe I'll do some interviews. We'll see. You guys up to much this week?
Not really. I wish.
Yeah.
I'm doing this video essay that I'm psyched about, the climbing one. I've been letting it. I was waiting for Karen to come out, but I've been thinking about this for weeks. So I have a script for it, and I've put a lot of thought into it, and I'm excited about it. So I'm making that this week.
Wicked sick. Hitting round 1 at all this week, Frank?
Yeah, I was there yesterday. So yeah, I hit a new, what is it? Level 12. I'm able to full clear songs. So
Whoa.
like, so keep pushing myself higher and higher. On Thursdays, I almost said working out, but literally it's that. Like I have gym buddies, TDR buddies. I meet with different friends. So yeah, it's cool it's cool just keep climbing higher and higher in DDR, and like now I'm thinking about I need to get the right footwear for it. Like that's yeah. So it's I could yeah. So
are there special kicks? Do people wear certain things?
The Nike free runs are the most popular. I noticed. So you need something that's lightweight. You need like a running shoe. The key thing for me, I play in Vans, is you need to be able to feel when you're hitting the pad. So
okay.
I like Vans though, so I wonder if there's a perfect shoe for Vans. And then the other thing is my friend rescued a $90 metal DDR pad from Camp Pendleton. Someone was moving and was selling it.
Oh,
so
wow.
My friend is going to repair that pad and then give it to me. So within a month less, I'm going to have a metal, like a $500 value pad at home I can play songs with. So
that's awesome. Yeah. You should get Vibrams, the like toe shoes, and show up to round 1 wearing those.
My friend told me he got like karate, like kung fu shoes that are like super thin, just so he can play. Yeah, like so. But
like ninja shoes, you can climb on walls with them and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Backflip off the fucking pad when you're done.
Yeah, so it's just exciting. Just I don't know, as you keep going higher and higher, it's like, oh my god, it's a whole new tier of tech and stuff to learn. But it's been very, very fun.
Love it. You have reached level 100 DDR fan. Welcome to the prestige level. We are looking forward to following along with your continuing journey through the many layers of DDR fandom. That's a pod for this week, except it's not. We're back in just a second with my interview with Edmund McMillen and Tyler Glaiel, all about Mewgenics. Hey folks, just a little bit of housekeeping here before we jump into the interview. First of all, to let you know that during this chat, we talked about the Adobe Animate situation, which I guess, in typical podcast form was somewhat resolved a couple of hours after we were talking. So we were basically bitching about the fact that they were Adobe was canceling access to Animate in like a year, and we're going to support it and all this stuff. And Mewgenics is a game that uses Flash. Edmund's been working in Flash his whole life. Binding of Isaac was developed in Flash. So they were obviously had lots to say about it. Some of that is now a moot point because Adobe have somewhat reversed their position on that. So just wanted to get out ahead of that. Otherwise, just to give you a little bit of backstory on Mewgenics, in case you don't know about Mewgenics, you've never seen the trailers or gameplay, or you didn't watch our preview over on Noclip 2, for shame. Go check that out. It's a game from Edmund McMillen, who's famous for Super Meat Boy, Binding of Isaac, a bunch of games. We've done multiple documentaries with Ed over on Noclip. We did one going through all of his games. We did a special documentary on Gish, of course, with him and Alex. This is a game with him and Tyler Glaiel. It's been in development for many, many years. It is a turn-based, like isometric combat game, sort of like Into the Breach or something like that, and also a cat breeding game in between the runs, because you're basically doing sort of roguelike runs of this turn-based strategy stuff with the cats in the sort of signature style of Edmund's art as well. So sorry for the banging behind me. That is some friends who are putting up barriers to stop all these skunks that have been living under my house for the past few weeks. I'm usually fine with skunks, but they've started to fight and just like spray each other, which then just comes through the floorboards. So, all action over here. Anyway, we're not here to talk about skunks. There's a drill. We're here to talk about cats and eugenics, and we're going to bitch about Adobe a little bit too, but they walked it back a little, for now. We'll see what happens. Enjoy the interview. Hey folks, I'm here with Tyler Glaiel and Edmund McMillen. Mewgenics is coming out pretty soon. We're all sitting here sort of either having our lunch or mid-lunch. I have a bagel here with some fried chicken on it. Tyler, what are you rocking there?
I got these bagels with smoked salmon and capers.
Beautiful. That's what a fancy man lunch. It's you're taking care of him. See,
I ran out of caviar, sorry.
Well, at this stage in development, you guys are like a week away from launch. That's some self-care that I think you need. Ed, how are you doing?
I'm fat and happy.
Nice.
Where did your hair go?
I know. It was too itchy. I took it off. But
you did have a wig on for the stream prior to this, right?
I had a fakasha.
He insists that was his actual hair.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
It was my hair. I had a fakasha and egg sandwich.
Oh, nice. Okay. Beautiful.
It was delicious.
Yeah, we're fancy men. We're all having our fan. Well, I'm not. I'm having a bagel with fried chicken on it. It was air fried, so
It's an interesting combination.
That's healthier.
You got to get it. So how's the past 4 or 5 months been? We obviously did a preview on Noclip 2 back in fall of last year. Mewgenics is just about to go out the door. It seemed like there was a lot of game there already, but then you were talking game about adding a bunch more in. So
Have you played it? Have you played any latest stuff?
I've not played since early December.
You should update and see, because it'll look. I was impressed. We had a crunch right before we were like, okay, we got to get this shit out. And it was a polish crunch, which I guess is kind of continuing now, but it slowed down. And a few people just went crazy with the amount of polish that has been added, and it just is very smooth.
Yeah.
What type of polish we talking? Like animation, graphics?
Yeah.
Like transitions,
UI
between
transitions, stuff like
scenes, like little wiggly things. I think Marty very recently reanimated the cat's default walk cycle.
I noticed it,
and I'm like, wait, is that new?
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, you see it and you're like, something's different, but it also just looks like a catwalk cycle. So
it's exciting.
Was it like this? Yeah.
There's lots of that. I've been trying to complement all the additions because we got an intro fully going in there. And I was like, well, it's like a Simpsons intro, and it has like a little couch gag at the end that changes every single time. And initially I was like, I want to do 100 different endings. And then it turned into 200 different endings. And then Tyler pointed out that's, since it's at the end, no one's going to even know. Like they're going to see it once and they're going to pass it the next time they do it. So I randomized some things in the beginning, and then some things in the middle, and then some things in the ending, and then 100 more of those. So there's hundreds and hundreds of different variations, and I'm still doing those because I want to do more for the title screen, pause screen, and all that sort of stuff.
Wow. Well, since we're on the conversation of animation, you guys got an interesting email from Adobe in the past couple of days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Everybody did.
So
yesterday, actually.
So they're discontinuing, is it Adobe Animate, or are they killing it entirely? This is obviously the sort of the what Flash sort of turned into.
They're not
guess.
taking it away from anybody.
They're
not taking it
Flash
away.
to animate at some point.
But they will no longer support it ever again.
Yeah, and after a year, I don't think you can reinstall it anymore from their official things.
Oh boy, have they
Or
been
something
supporting
like
it?
that.
Not really.
Right.
Not really, but like supporting it enough to keep it running on newer computers. But yeah, it's sad. I don't know, like Adobe has programs that fucking nobody uses, and yet Flash is the one that they're discontinuing when tons of people use Flash. Like, it might not seem like it if you aren't in games or animation. Like, you might be like, oh, Flash, isn't that old thing? Well, they renamed it to Adobe Animate because people associate Flash with like old internet or whatever. But a bunch of TV shows still use it. Most Adult Swim shows are animated in Flash.
Oh, wow.
A lot of games have their art done in Flash or are even made entirely in Flash. Like, let's see, Among Us had its art made in Flash. It's a Unity game, but they did the art in Flash. Let's see, Friday Night Funkin' obviously is just made in Flash.
The Binding of Isaac.
Exactly. I was waiting for it.
Smiling Friends is animated mostly in Flash, except for the 3D and stop motion stuff.
My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic.
Yep. A lot of network TV shows are made in Flash, or partially or fully in Flash.
Newgrounds.com.
Right.
Everything the Behemoth makes is animated in Flash. Castle Crashers was coded in Flash.
Beautiful action script to the
and
rescue.
I'm assuming that is Nightmare Cops also Flash?
I'm assuming Nightmare Cops is also the same tool set that Tom's always used. I don't think he's gone to ActionScript 3 yet. I think he's still on ActionScript 2.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And crucially,
they have it working with the Behemoth stuff, so it doesn't matter.
And crucially, Mewgenics' like animation pipeline goes through Adobe as well, right?
Our animation is made in Flash, but the game itself is like a normal like C++.
Right.
Like an actual game engine that runs fine.
So which of you is more freaked out by this?
I don't think everybody's freaked out. It's just fucking stupid. It's more like angry.
It's dumb.
They can just go open source and say, hey, you can have this after we're done with it. There's no reason to not do that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe somebody
if they did that, nobody would have any issues with this whatsoever.
Right.
Everybody would just keep paying Adobe for be like, oh, thank you for making this open source. I'm going to keep paying you $600 a year for the other shit just because it means so much to everybody who's working on it. But when they're just discontinuing it, and in the future, it looks like the only way to actually use it is going to be a fucking pirated version.
Yeah,
of
cracking it. Yeah.
Which
like the good old days. Get your fireworks crack and your Dreamweaver crack.
I know. I don't like the idea of working with professional software that people spend time and effort and money to create that I am making money with. I like supporting like the people that make that software. So I've always paid for Flash, except for when I was a teenager and couldn't afford it. But I've always paid, like, I've been paying Adobe $600 a year for like 15 years now. It's fucking ridiculous. And they're getting rid of like the most unique piece of software they have. The only one that doesn't actually have a good replacement. There's tons of replacements for Photoshop and After Effects. Like, there's a list of things that do basically the same thing as all of those. There's nothing that does exactly what Flash does. There's nothing that does even like a half of what Flash does, because Flash does a whole bunch of different things. So people are like, oh, well, you can animate in this. Well, I was like, yeah, but that's different. That lets you animate, but it doesn't let you assemble, organize the like structure your hierarchies in this way. It doesn't let you associate code with certain frames or whatever. Or it's like, oh, well, you can also draw vector art in Illustrator. It'll like, yeah, but you can't then animate it. Like it just Flash is like a giant, like cohesive thing that does a whole bunch of things that is like accidentally really good for structuring art for games. So if we have to switch to a pirated version in the future, which is looking like that's the only option because they don't want to support it anymore, then there's no reason to keep paying Adobe $600 a year for that.
It's crazy to think what like they're going to do on, like you said, like Adult Swim TV shows where they're obviously not going to be able to crack something. Like I wonder, are they? Yeah. Is there alarm bells going off? Like we need to produce something. We need to, you know.
They're just going to crack.
I don't know. They're going to crack it, and they're just not going to save. Right. I mean, at some point, like this is my philosophy on like piracy for software and for games is that there is absolutely zero moral like downside if the thing is not available for sale anymore.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. Like I have no qualms about like pirating an old like NES game that is not for sale anywhere. No, I don't have any qualms of when Adobe says that Flash is done and they're not supporting it anymore. All right, I still want to use Flash. What's the option? What are my options to keep using the software that's actually useful? Oh, well, there's only one option, you say.
It'll be interesting to see if they're probably not going to. There's going to be no response, but it'll be interesting to see if there is, and it'd be nice if they could. But what are they going to say?
Do you think there are like 2 or 3 people at that company who even know how to like update that piece of software?
It
like
hasn't been updated in forever. It's not been supported. No, it's got the same bugs that it had way back when it was Macromedia Flash. Like the same weird issues with the vectors.
I've literally like I've diagnosed bugs in Flash for Adobe before and like talked to a customer support guy and they're like, okay, we'll fix this eventually, and it's still not fixed. I literally like I found the way that Flash corrupts Flash file, like the FLA files, if you do things in a certain way. I found exactly what it does to corrupt them, and I figured out how to fix that with a Python script that loads the file and clears the thing that's causing it to crash. Like you did, like if they open sourced it, the program would get better. Like there are so many people that would love to fix all this nonsense that's in it, fix all these bugs and crashes. They would have goodwill. People would still want to like associate with, I mean, I don't know if people still want to associate with Adobe, but this is a hypothetical. They're never going to do that because they're Adobe. So like, but
it can't hurt their reputation. Yeah.
If there's like a programmer at Adobe that has all the source code for Flash and just wants to like leak that on like Pirate Bay or whatever, they would be a hero.
I'm guessing this is better to happen now than a year ago, though. Would you have been in panic stations?
It wouldn't have mattered.
No, yeah. I mean, like Tyler's mentioned, that the death of it is really when next Windows comes out and doesn't support anything, and it forces you to every new computer only has that, and now you can't.
Yeah,
you'd have to get an old computer and an old version of Windows and never update it, and then you'd be able to use Flash again.
On to happier things then, or maybe not, as it were. How are you feeling about launch next week? I mean, it's a game you guys have been working on for a very long time. I was surprised how much of it was in the game, you know, when I was playing it 5-6 months ago, even earlier when you gave me code originally. How are you feeling about it now? And also, when it's out, is that 1.0, or do you have stuff that isn't making release that you're going to be like slipping in after the fact?
I don't know.
There will definitely be updates.
It's probably the game's complete though. The game's complete. Yeah. Like the game's basically
there won't be no content updates for a while because the game has everything in it. But there will be bug fixes and polish because the game is just huge. We've had our private beta with 50 to 100 people in it for the last year and a half, and we've caught so many of the like bugs and issues and consistency things and typos from that beta test that the game is very solid, but there's an inhuman amount of combinations of things in the game. So there's always going to be stuff that's like, oh, what these two things should interact this way, but they interact that way instead. And it's like, okay, some of these are judgment calls where it's like, is this character a rock or not?
Yeah.
Like some people would argue that this character is a rock. So should this character be tagged as a rock? Or like this ability and this ability have an odd combo that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it makes sense if you know the like like the pedantic internal workings of the abilities. So then it's like, okay, do we just have to tooltip it differently, or do we have to adjust the behavior slightly? Like, it's a lot of stuff like that, and that's going to go on basically forever.
Yeah, it's because it's got like, you know, I don't want to compare it to Dwarf Fortress, but the stories that come from it will be very Dwarf Fortress-y because there's so much interaction. And a lot of it so right now for the past over 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks, we have a review Discord. So the people who are reviewing the game, if they have questions or find bugs or whatever else, they can ping us directly. And like Tyler was saying, it's like somebody will point out something like, doesn't this work logically? Or they'll say, is this a bug? And then we'll have to be like, no, it's not a bug because that unit is technically considered a poop. It's a poop, but it's because there's a poop inside of it. You can visibly see a little poop controlling it. So then it has to be a poop, like that sort of stuff. It's just like,
yeah.
And I can only imagine at launch, it's going to be like, you know, I got knocked across the screen and then a bird hit me that knocked me back and hit my guy. And then my guy retaliated and he healed me. What is that a bug? And it's like, no.
Yeah.
It's
so then the issue is not like fixing the bug, but is it like signposting that stuff, or
I don't know.
Or do you just kind of like let people live in the chaos?
Yeah.
Right.
It's different for everyone. Sometimes it's actually it's a consistency issue where it's like, oh, this behaves one way in one situation and a different way in a different situation.
Right.
And I just got to make sure that figure out which one of those was the correct one and adjust appropriately, and then run fuzz testing overnight to make sure that change doesn't cause a crash in some other system down the, like that is the tough part about this. But like, and it's hard to it's a little bit overwhelming sometimes because it can seem like there's a lot of that, but like people are playing hundreds of hours of this game and reporting 3 or 4 issues like this over the course of their playthrough. So it's quantitatively, it's not a lot.
You're feeling good about the sort of consistency of it. It's not like a house of cards where one little thing happens and then the rest of it falls apart.
A lot of it is stuff that only I will notice too. Like we'll be playing in the stream and we'll be like, oh, that ability should have done this, and nobody would notice that in the actual release. It wouldn't hit they wouldn't notice that that's an issue. It's like, oh, that didn't counterattack the rock or whatever. Like people won't notice this stuff as a bug when they're playing, but I will notice that and I'll try to do my best to fix it. Or sometimes people will post a clip of some crazy thing they did and I'll just be like, there's that thing in the corner doing something weird that you didn't notice that I have to go fix now.
Well, outside of like, you know, issues with the, you know, bugs within the game or things like that, is there anything else you guys are worried about with like, I don't know, like maybe the messaging or like what people's expectations are? You've been out there like pretty consistently for the past few months, you know, doing gameplay streams, there's a video, I think did IGN or somebody publish like the first 10 minutes or something like that. Yeah. I've seen a bunch of these videos go up. Obviously you did a preview with us as well. Do you feel pretty good about what people should expect, or do you suspect there is a wider audience of people who maybe won't know what this thing is yet?
Yeah, it's really weird to be in this situation where the fans that we have that get the game, who are extremely excited for the game and very vocal about it, are just running rampant everywhere. And then you'll get a post where like you said, IGN did a whole thing on the game, right? And they even said it was like possible like game of the year this year. Right. And then they posted something where it was like the top games to look for in February, and we're not on the list. So
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then and there's a bunch. It's like more mainstream sites still. Like we're way under the radar. Like it's still obscure enough and weird enough.
Which is funny because half of IGN is playing the game right now.
Yeah.
So
it's like somebody just didn't get the memo.
Yeah, like they asked for extra keys.
Clearly
just
not
to
their
play
list.
Not even just for reviews. They're like, yeah, we want to play it.
It is
the
funny to go
department
in.
Is off.
Yeah, you'll go in and you'll see, and you'll go to the comments. The top comments is like, "Where's Mewgenics?" And it's just like, "Oh, that feels nice," but it's still very apparent that there are a lot more people who have no fucking clue what this game is, and I'm excited for them to know about it. I mean, it's just going to take somebody showing them basically, and or catching wind of the name or whatever else. But response has been phenomenal. Like really, 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 really positive. I think people are. I think I was talking about the other day when we initially did the trailer where with Meat Canyon. We're just showing the cat like getting torn apart basically throughout the thing. I thought, oh, this will just get people wondering what this game's all about, but I don't think it did much of anything. And we had to kind of like regroup and be like, well, what are we gonna do? Like, it's that didn't work. We got to like do something to sell this game, and that's when we decided we're gonna do Let's Plays. We're gonna do Let's Plays, and we're gonna just show the game, because the only way to like convey what this is for people to watch like 2 or 3 Let's Plays, so they can see and understand.
I've sometimes seen comments of people that are like, I didn't know what this was from the trailer, but your comment explaining it just sold it to me. They should just do that as the trailer. I'm like, well, but I don't like. Well, you want us to make a 2-hour Let's Play the trailer or whatever? Like, I mean,
well, and that's what we did, and it worked.
Yeah, basically, it was working.
So,
but that's tricky, right? Because it's like one of those is a captive audience, and the other one is maybe a passing audience, and it's hard to grab somebody by the shoulders and say, "Okay, let me explain this thing to you." You know,
so the trailers are meant to grab attention; they're not necessarily meant to explain the game. For a game like this, where so much of the gameplay is like the stuff going on in your head as you're playing it, that's hard to portray in a 90-second trailer.
Yes, because it's very difficult.
People want to see flashy things in a trailer. They want to see how the game plays, but the game plays because by clicking buttons and then clicking on the map and having the cats do things. So like, we can show the animations; they're cool looking. Like we've shown the Tormentor in most of our trailers because it's a very crowd pleasing boss when people first encounter it. But you don't have context for how that fight plays. Like it would take 15-minute a video to like give you that type of context. So
it's been fun to kind of think that way, though. It's interesting because I'm usually the business side of things is like you use what you can and learn what you can as you go. But like, I think I've learned a lot with this and trying to figure out like how to sell this game, because I didn't sell The Binding of Isaac. I just put it out, and people sold it for me. And we're trying really hard to have an initial push. And hopefully that wave can then carry for quite a while once people like start playing it and stuff. But it's tough because the appeal of this game isn't even realized in the first 15 hours. Like the real appeal comes after that, when the game expands and you start to realize, wait a minute, every single run I've done has been completely different, and I have some say over what happens. I can leave the game, think about an item I just got the rest of the day, and plan an adventure that I want to use with this item and where I want to go. That's really difficult to explain, even with a few Let's Plays. The freedom that you have in the game is really hard to kind of convey.
Yeah. And when you explain it, people don't believe you. You go, every run's different. Every run is unique. The game started like it's total, and it lasts for hundreds of hours where every run is different. People are like, I don't know, that sounds kind of impossible. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm like, okay.
I guess it's like a weird melding.
It is though. Like,
well, it's like weirdly like a sandboxy game, but like sandbox games are usually like very open, like entirely open, almost like here's the tool set, do what you want. Whereas when you're playing like, you know, the contemporary roguelike or roguelite or whatever, doesn't have that, you know, it's much more on rails. This game is it's like the cone just keeps getting wider from the start, and like you said, you kind of do need to play like a significant amount of this game to realize that the headspace you're supposed to be in, I guess, when you're playing it.
Yeah, there's like very few there are some, but there are very few roguelikes that like do achieve that promise of like infinite replayability, and every run's different and unique, and all this crazy, unexpected, interesting stuff can happen. I think probably like in the last 10 years, it's basically, I think Noida does that very well. Yeah. Like that is one of the best ones I've ever played, where it's not so much that every run is different, but just that game opens up in such a interesting way, and so much unexpected stuff happens in that.
And physics kind of gives you a lot of that for free in a way, right? Like, and the difference. Well, I mean, it's ImSimmy in the way your game is too, I guess.
Yeah. Noida has a lot of like interconnecting interactions that happen, and like the game opening up as you understand it better. I love that game. It's amazing. But yeah, there's not a lot of other roguelikes that really do that, because like stuff like Hades is somewhat like you can force whatever build you want in Hades. So at the end of the game in Hades, every run is mostly the same. I mean, maybe you'll get 50% pink damage instead of 50% like yellow damage, but like for the most part, it like the variety comes from the weapon you choose at the start in that game, and then that's kind of it. Not a bad game or anything. Not saying that.
No, but your guys' game is sort of orders of magnitude larger in terms of just how different things can be. Ultimately, in Hades, you are, fighting in the same stuff in the same manner, and picking your poison a little bit as you make your way through it. How are you guys feeling about the other side of marketing? Obviously, is getting them wish lists up. I saw you were creeping into the top 10 most wish listed games on Steam. Is that what it was?
No, we're 85.
No, we're at
top
like
100.
85, right? 85.
Okay,
right
top
we're in
100.
the top 100.
I missed the digit. I missed the decimal point.
There's wish lists are weird.
I appreciate
a lot of the people.
That's nice that you thought that.
Yeah. We're pretty high up there for the wish list velocity ranking, which is how many wish lists you're currently getting every day. Like we're in the top. I think we're number 50 on that list now.
Nice.
But it's going up every day. We're getting more and more wish lists every day. We hit a new record yesterday.
Excellent.
For wish lists in one day. Probably because of the Mattman stream, but it's still holding up. It's still holding pretty high today as well. So our wish list numbers are good.
Yeah. But ultimately, like when I think about sort of lots of games these days, and especially games that you've worked on as well, Edmund, the long tail of this is probably a lot more critical. Like you want to get that good velocity out the door, but like people resonating with the game.
I worry less with the long tail. I think the long tail is there, especially because we're going to continue to support the game and work on DLCs and like I said, it's been over 3 weeks that reviewers have reviewed it, and we know of one person who's beaten the game.
Right.
So it's going to take.
There's a few that are close. Like there are a few that are in Act 3.
Yeah. It's going to take some time.
What's the hour count, do we think?
The lowest
they're
number,
reviewers.
The lowest
so they're
number
going
for beating the
reviewer, the reviewer who beat it at around 150, but he was going
hell for leather.
Very fast.
Yeah.
He was looking at nothing else.
Right.
Yeah, he was beelining towards it. He was in the fan Discord before the review Discord, so he was definitely like reading up on it ahead of time and understood the game almost immediately. So I don't think he had too much trouble with it. It's a strategy game. If you understand how to do the strategy, you can do the strategy.
Right.
But there's of course more there. It's funny because he posted that I beat the game, blah blah blah. I'm doing my review, blah blah blah, and then he keeps popping back up saying, Look at what I did. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And it's just like
still playing.
It keeps
like
going.
That is one of the most awesome things is that you can have a game that people will beat in anywhere from 150 to 250 hours, and then still want to keep playing it.
Right.
Like they don't want to stop. There's very few games where that's the case for me. Like it's like Elden Ring. Like I beat Elden Ring. I'm like I just want to play this game again. It took me 100 hours, but this game is just too good. And then, like Elden Ring's never as good the second time, but it is very rare for a game to like be that large, have that much stuff, and then still feel like you're not done yet and that you want to keep playing.
Can you keep playing Mewgenics post like credits, I guess, or do you need to you can?
Yeah. I mean there's there. We don't want to, obviously. I mean
I don't want to whatever. Florian got 100% on his save file finally at like 500 hours in it, and that's an underestimate because he keeps reloading his save file from a backup. So, which he said he did. He said he did, and then he's like, "I'm sorry, half of my bugs are probably related to me forgetting that I did that." Okay.
What's the weirdest or dumbest achievement you've put in?
We don't put any dumb achievements in.
Oh, it's only progress achievements in the game right now.
This is
we
bare-bones.
had a list of like 100 fun achievements to put in the game, like to do these things in this specific way, but time.
It's a lot of work to hook all that stuff up, I guess.
It's a lot of work to hook up a bunch of random.
You also have to localize it. You have to localize it.
Not a lot of people care about
That's a whole
those
other
types of
thing.
achievements, and like people, maybe it's more fun to discover some of the weird things you can do on your own rather than, oh, I did something cool and now an achievement pops up telling me I did something cool. But
yeah, that's how I found out that you could like ride around on the robots in Arc Raiders, because there was literally an achievement for like jump on a rocketeer and kill someone. And I was like, oh.
We were going to do that sort of stuff too, like nod to a few more niche things to do. But I mean, I think a lot, we've run into this little soft wall for the past 3 weeks where it's like, wouldn't it be cool to do this? And then does this involve text? If so,
really?
no. Yes.
And that's because of what? Localization?
Localization. Because we're launching with, 3 or 4 languages?
5. English, French, Italian, German,
I'm not
Spanish,
counting
Brazilian, Portuguese. Well, it's 6 with English.
Oh, fuck.
English, French, Italian, German, Spanish, Brazilian, Portuguese.
Look at us.
Wow. Look at that. The Brazilian Portuguese Reddit community will be fucking delighted.
They'll love it.
You don't want to turn on those guys on you.
They just delivered that one today, so I got to put that in the Steam build and get it approved.
But that was a new one. That was a new one for me though too, because it's like having to consider if I rewrite this, because I'll sometimes get wild hairs and be like, I'm going to go through and just slightly change this NPC's dialogue because it'd be more funny that way, and it's just like, this isn't worth it. This is
it has to be sent out to 6 different
like
teams.
It's just not gonna happen. But this is the first game I've ever launched. I mean, I guess Meat Boy had to be in a few different languages at launch to be on console.
Meat Boy.
But for this one, it's like, this is a considerable thing that we chose to do because we really wanted everybody to be able to play it, and it's a very text heavy game.
Right.
Well, in this game in particular, you can't play it if you can't read it.
Yeah.
There's no way to play this game if you can't read it, so it's necessary to localize it. So
we're doing what we
planned from the start. But there is a lot of there's a lot of do we need to localize this? Do we need to localize that? How much does this matter? Like there's when a cat's intelligence is below 0 and they encounter an event, it switches to like this caveman speak thing. Right. But it's like an auto-generated caveman speak where I'm piecing together words of the same length out of like sub pieces of words that go up to 5. So like the like 2-letter words would be like g, b, and like the 5-letter words would be like grunga and stuff like that. They're like and it'll just glue random pieces of that together, and it sounds and looks hilarious in English. And then I'm like, I mentioned it to the localizers, and they're like, cave speak is different in different languages.
Funny. Yeah. Brazilian cavemen were very good.
There's Brazilian caveman speak, there's German caveman speak, there's the Italian caveman speak is pretty funny. I had a screenshot of it and it's like Akuko Jamuko. It's really funny. It's funny. It's worth doing as much of that as possible. The like randomly generated like team names that glue an adjective and a noun together that is difficult because some languages the gender of the noun matters. That's not the case in English, but in Spanish the gender of the noun matters because the adjective changes. So I had to figure out a way to make that work and let the translators be creative with that.
Well, are you implementing it though? Are you putting all that text into the game then, or is it like an XML file that you can load in, or like how does that even work?
The spreadsheet.
Just a spreadsheet, so they can edit the spreadsheet and then hopefully it just gets ingested sort of as is.
Yeah, they're editing their spreadsheets in Dropbox, and then I have a script that copies it all into the into the games folder, and will copy any changes that I made to English into their folder and let them know what changed.
Right.
It's a little bit of a roundabout way, but they said they didn't know how to use the version control software, so I'm not going to try to make them use that. But
it's a good thing you can build tools as well. It saves a lot of time, especially here at the end. So what's left to do? Is it polish still? Is it bug fixing? Is it? I mean, because you guys are like how many? You're like days away from launch. This says like a week.
1 week.
1 week.
I gotta add the Brazilian Portuguese in because they just delivered that today and it's not in the game yet. I got to do that. I got to. I have 2 minor gamepad navigation thingies to do.
Oh yeah, how did that go? Because that was the thing you were sort of most afraid of when I last talked to you. Is all the game, because it's such a mouse keyboard game. I was also trying to figure out how you were going to do it.
The plan for that worked pretty well, which was the first thing I did was do left stick moves a virtual mouse around, and then A is
right,
and then B is right click, because there are there's a handful of like helper things on right click. That is enough to play the entire game. So anything that I miss with D-pad navigation, because that's the next step, you can just move the virtual mouse around. So there's a lot of stuff like hover over these stats in the UI to get a tooltip. The D-pad will not navigate the cursor to that, so you can just navigate with the virtual mouse instead, and it works fine. The D-pad navigation means every menu, there has to be like a mesh, like when you click, like, or a graph, like when you click down on the D-pad, and the virtual mouse will jump to this menu option and then this menu option.
Right.
And some of that can be automatic, but some of our menus are a little more not aligned in a nice way. Yeah. So I have to specify it manually. And then there's like 20 or 30 different like menu panes that needed D-pad navigation hooked up to. Like the inventory grid needed its own thing, but after all that was in, it worked fine. Cool. Then it was a bunch of hotkeys for certain common actions like opening the inventory or So it didn't take as long as I'd originally thought, because the virtual mouse worked fine.
And did you have to do any work with the virtual mouse on like, it like snapping to stuff, or like the speed that it does based on where you're pushing it? Or
I adjust the speed, but I don't snap it when you're moving it.
Okay, cool.
If you're targeting a spell when you're moving the virtual mouse in the battlefield, well, the speed is because the battlefield is tilted. I don't know what angle it is, but it's tilted such that it's twice wider than it is tall.
Right.
But that's like a 30-degree angle, I think. But or a 60-degree angle. It's one of those two. But it's tilted that much, and so the mouse doesn't move. Like if you're moving the virtual cursor around, the y-axis of that is then half speed, and then if you are hovering over a target like an enemy when you're trying to cast a spell, it slows the mouse down to half speed again, which makes it easier. So like you're moving the virtual cursor around on the battlefield, it will slow down as you're hovering over something, so you're not going to overshoot it when you're doing that. And that just works.
Got it in last minute inserts.
Yeah.
Speaking of, actually, Edmund, I remember I've just realized that I never sent you my Irish voice cat recordings. So
I was thinking about it too, and I thought maybe you did. There are so many submissions that it's hard for me to remember, because somebody did like I think it was might have been a Scottish cat, but it still reminded me of you, and I was like, oh, I wonder.
It said Yorkshire, which I think is
Yorkshire.
Scottish.
Nice. Who else have you gotten in there? Is there any more celebrity cat voices you can tell us about?
Not celebrity traditional, but we got
no, but celebrity by our standards, which is the most important thing.
I think the latest ones are like Moist Critical and Germa.
Nice, Germa, excellent.
There's a few. Really, yeah, her,
and then that one guy who won our contest.
Yeah.
The recorder.
Yep.
That's going to be a funny one.
Yeah, he submitted his. I got to put his up there too. Yeah, we've been doing daily streams with daily contests where we have people do wacky things to get codes or merch boxes, and one of them was to meow and be included in the game. And we actually
fantastic.
There were 3 that were so good that we had to like just figure out a way to get them in the game, and that was one of them was doing recorder sounds to make noises, and we're doing that.
That was the winner of the
wow! Like, did it sound like a cat, or did it sound like a?
No, but that doesn't matter. It's just a recorder.
Doesn't matter. I hope people understand when we picked that one. We're like, the contest was meow like a cat, and the winner gets put into the game. We wanted oddball shit like that.
Yeah, weird stuff.
Because that is cool to get the like recorder cat when you're like it's way cooler to get that than it would be to get another guy going meow.
Yeah, right.
It's not,
or even like like an accent or whatever. Like it's you need a few of those oddball ones for people to latch onto, and that was like that's creative and interesting.
We did we picked a lo-fi one too. It sounds like this really weird garbly type sound. That sounded neat. And then
56K cat.
One guy who we also asked he just sounded like an anime character, like,
okay,
we will go to fight now. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. And so he did a bunch of those where it's just like somebody basically just speaking.
That was one of those ideas that I pitched early. I was like, we should have a cat that does like the I don't know exactly what the term they use for it is, but like the quippy voice, like, whoa, did I just cast a fireball?
Oh yeah. Like cringy, like Marvel speak.
Like cringy Marvel, like Joss Whedon
whatever,
speak cat,
style.
Joss Whedon speak cat. Like, whoa, I just cast a fucking fireball.
Did you just see that? Yeah.
He's right behind me,
isn't he? Exactly. Love it.
We didn't put that one in the game. People would throw the cat away when they got it.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, you just let it die and hope for a pickup on the way.
There are so many fun cameos though. But yeah, you can still toss me your
okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing it then. I'm recording it after this. I got my box as well. So I ordered the what was it called? It's actually blocking the sun from hitting me in the face at the moment up there. My little boxed copy of Mewgenics.
The merch box, yeah.
The merch box, yeah. Look at it, yeah. There is no game in it, yes, but there's lots of awesome stickers and plushies, and the box itself looks like some cool shit.
It was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I mean, it was. I wanted to be able to print something out because, way back in the day, for Meat Boy, I made comics that I would send to press and stuff. And I tried to do the same thing with Mewgenics way back then. I made a comic and gave it out at PAX, and I like doing that sort of stuff. And this was just a way to, since I had like a J1, like he has contact with the manufacturers, and I thought, hey, we'll just do this thing. And since we print a bunch of them, then we can also just let fans order them if they want. But then I can also just send them to people.
Yeah, we gave out a bunch during our PAX panel up in Seattle as well. There was we had a bunch of people come up afterwards that were like, there's the usual like, oh, nice to meet you, and I've been a fan. We had a whole group of people that were just like, yo, you got any of those comics left? It's like, did you just come here for the comic? Maybe you did. Yeah, there you go. We give him some sick ass comics. There we go. Yeah, a little pile of them right there. Couple of little questions before I let you guys go on your merry way. Thank you for making the time a week away from launch to catch up with us here. Important stuff to talk about. First of all, Edmund, any new pinball machines since I was last at your place?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most significant would be Evil Dead, which is a phenomenal pinball machine.
Like an old school one, or
No, this is new. This is a new, very impossible to find, limited edition pinball machine. It's modern. It's a wide body. It plays like a cross between Godzilla and Twilight Zone. It's just a really fun game. And if you're a fan of Evil Dead, it's got such fanfare. It's unbelievable. It's one of my favorites for sure. I also got The Shadow and Dracula, I think, since you.
Okay, nice.
Which are 90 spins.
Could you've kept all your old ones though, right? You haven't. Do you ever cycle any out?
I'm gonna be cycling some out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But right now it's pretty full.
Cool.
You usually cycle one for one when you get new ones, right?
Nice. All right. Let me know. Maybe there's maybe I'd like to start my own collection.
You have to get one. You got to get one and then get tired of it, and then we can switch.
Okay. Oh yeah. Is that how it works? Yeah. We just moved. We converted a barn outside into my studio, and it took like fucking 5 of us to get the NBA Jam cabinet in. An OG one. It's just the monitor is like 400 pounds. I don't know how heavy it is, but it's
if you make the jump, I highly recommend you get your hands on because they have been remaking them. Medieval Madness. Medieval Madness.
Is that a pinball one?
Yes.
Okay.
Medieval Madness is probably the most approachable and infinitely replayable and fun. It's probably considered the best pinball machine of all time by a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for a kid as well.
Yes. It was originally a Monty Python IP,
Oh,
and they couldn't
really?
and they couldn't get the rights. So there's a lot of like remnants of Monty Python-ish stuff in it.
Okay.
So it just comes off like Monty Python.
Like a foot comes down if you.
No,
if
more
you,
like very actually like a Holy Grail Monty Python.
Oh, cool!
Yeah.
Excellent. I
So
like it.
it's a lot.
Maybe
There's even like lines from the movie in it that I was like, why are they talking about like shrubbery? And then somebody's like, oh, that's
the knights who go turn up or whatever.
no,
yeah.
not. It's just enough that they don't have to pay them for it.
Okay,
But
so like
it's fun.
No,
It's a lot of fun.
no unladen swallow gags in there.
There may be one kind of. You know what's
Okay.
crazy? Tina Fey does a voice in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, before she was anything.
Wow,
does the voice
she's just like
of the Valley Girl princess, maybe, or the Jewish princess. I can't remember which one.
not. Wow, they have both types of princesses in there
There's
as well.
five.
That's incredible.
There's 5 types of princesses.
Do you remember what the other 3 are?
Well, I think one of them's like a what's the word? Like a Cockney type.
Okay,
yeah.
Cockney princess.
I know, are you
Sort
looking
of
up
an oxymoron,
the voices there? It was like, oh,
Yeah,
Lord,
that one
you
has
got
a-
me in the knickers. You know, I don't know.
Wow, if they ever do a new version, you could do the voiceover
I
for the
know.
6th one.
Why
That's
not?
great.
Yeah.
Why not?
You could be the 6th language.
Did you find out who
in,
Tina Fey is in that one?
It just says various damsels on.
Oh, so she
Maybe
probably
oh.
did both of the ones that I said.
Says Tina Fey and Andrea Farrell provide the voices of various damsels.
Yeah, there's a lot of
God, I
dudes.
hope Tina Fey did the Cockney one as well. That'd be great.
It's very possible. And then there's a bunch of kings from different castles, and there's like a drunk king. There's a French snob.
It's hitting all the cliches.
Yeah, it's fun. It's great.
What's it called again?
Medieval Madness.
Medieval Madness. I'm a big
This is-
medieval times fan, so this sounds down
It's
my
right up your alley. I mean,
Yeah,
almost
alley,
every
yeah.
like major pinball place will have a Medieval Madness because it's
Okay.
so good. But so if you
I'll have
get
to
a
check.
free gold watch in San Francisco next time you head
Okay.
down there,
Where in SF is that?
it's right next to Amoeba Music. It's behind it.
Oh, right. In
Haight-Ashbury.
Haight-Ashbury, like around Haight-Ashbury. Okay. All right. No, I've never been there. There's
a
a good
great-
pinball place in Sebastopol up here.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called, but they have like 25 machines or something.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
I think Gold Watch might have like close to 50.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's the
Jesus, no.
Alameda Pinball Museum, which has 130 or some crazy.
Yeah. I've still never been to California Extreme either. I need to head down there.
I did that.
or do I?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It wasn't that good. It was pretty shit when we went there. Everything, it was super expensive, and the pinball machines. Like, I want to go and see an exotic pinball machine that I cannot find anywhere else, and it was just a lot of the same old shit. And
It's more of a seller's market thing, is it? Or
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It was
just a
kind
bunch of
a
old
kind
guys who
a
want to see each other
disappointment.
once a year.
I think so. I think it's just a gathering of that.
That's what PAX is going to be in about 10 years, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been to PAX in like 10 years. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
COVID kind of killed it, right? For a lot of
It
people.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a killer. And then last question: what's everyone's cat status? Any new cats arrived? Any? I think I had a cat die since I last saw you, and then we have an outdoor cat who's trying to move in. So
I
that's.
thought you were going to say trying to die. That's
I mean, all outdoor cats are trying to die. There was 2 of them, and one of them's disappeared. So I think one of them has successfully died.
we don't have a new cat over here, but we have 3 new chickens.
Oh, you do? You got the chickens in?
Yeah, we got 3.
What'd you go for? Did you get any buff Orpingtons?
Man, I don't know if Danielle was here. They're getting bigger now. They're all. I mean, she always gets whenever there's like a new chicken. We always get them as babies, and so they all look pretty similar, but they're all
Cool.
weird, exotic, random freaks. So
Oh, brilliant! You get the weird.
yeah, one of them is like this really fluffy, kind of looks like your hair. Like it's a
Oh,
gray,
cool.
it's a gray fluffy
yeah.
one. And its neck is really fluffy, just looks odd. It looks awkwardly
Nice.
large.
It's got like a medieval sort of, what do you call those neck fucking frill things?
Yeah,
like,
it
yeah.
looks like that. And then one of them has like this crazy hair that like flops over the front. And the other one has like it's not there yet, but it's like a little wobble gobble thing. Will get like really big and flop to the side. Those
Nice.
are the,
Emo chicken.
yeah, those are the babies that we've recently had.
Beautiful. Eggs will be coming. And how old are they now? They pullets? Are they big chicks?
They're not going to be producing eggs for a little while, but the other ones
6
all
months
produce
usually,
eggs.
right?
So we have 4 that are constantly producing eggs. We actually have one. We lost one to a hawk. They fought, and the hawk won.
The hawk won.
And that was the elder one, the alpha of the group, which sucked. And then we had a situation where what we believe was a weasel. They stopped. There's the two alphas that they were fighting to be the leaders. They decided that they were not going to sleep in the same coop with all the other weird freaks. They're like, we're regular chickens and we're going to sleep over here. So they started sleeping in the corner, and it was like they were sleeping leaning up against the fence. And something came through and ripped the neck of one of them.
Jesus Christ.
Just a chunk, like gone. And we were like, and it's just running around with this gaping hole. And we're like, what the fuck do we do?
It was still alive?
Yes. And it was just
so
like,
you had to kill it.
What do we do? What do we do? Like, do we how much you pay for this? And how much, because it's going to cost $1,000 to fix this thing. Like, what do we do?
Right, yes.
And we're like, we looked it up online and whatever else. And it just says chickens are extremely durable when it comes to flesh wounds. Just keep it clean. So we just got some like antiseptic spray and sprayed it on it. It was looking gnarly. And that was like a week ago, and it's just still running around.
Still doing it?
It's never going to grow feathers back there.
Okay. It's got a cool scar.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that one's still the boss. That one's still running around and doesn't let anybody fuck with it.
Did you get PTSD to when you used to work as like a roadkill scooper upper?
No, I think it's the opposite. When you do that job for an extended period of time, you become like this calloused asshole, because I'm like, my wife gave me shit because the first thing I said was, this is what happens to these animals when the kids are crying. And I'm like, well, I'm
the
sorry.
Circle of life.
This is the... Yeah. These are chickens. Every fucking person in the world, including every animal, wants to eat these things. They are the best thing to eat. Universally, everything's coming from these things.
Exhibit A.
Like, it's going to happen. We got a plan for this, and all we can do is
you gotta eat it?
Yeah, would you eat your own pet?
No.
Would you eat your own chicken?
I would not.
Would you eat your own cat?
Yes.
I mean,
I wouldn't. That's a different question.
Here we go.
I don't think I would eat a cat and eat a...
Final question, Mewgenics developers. What do you think a cat tastes like?
What age group?
I don't think it would taste good.
This podcast?
Yeah.
Not children.
Okay.
Not children.
I'm still not going to say. My instinct
I know
was...
where your mind is going. I know where your mind's going. I don't think that... I don't think predators usually taste very good.
Right.
Like, isn't that usually how it works? Like, you want to eat the animals that eat...
I've eaten plenty of child predators in my day, and they taste great.
Wow. There you go. Start with the penis. Yeah. That's what I learned.
Yes.
Eat their power.
It's withered and unused. It's it just slides off like peanut butter.
Yes, like a sort of a nice sashimi. Yeah. All right, that's a good place to end this as any, I guess. Mewgenics. We didn't even talk about its gameplay. I'll do something at the top that explains what it is.
You did a whole video. We did a whole video.
If you don't know, where are you?
I'd like to think everybody who's listening to this podcast has taste and isn't like these other places that won't put us in the top fucking games.
There you go.
Month of the one of the slowest
They'll eat their words.
Yes. Possible game of the year.
You fuckers.
But maybe all the other possible game of the years are coming out in February. You know what I mean? Maybe that's it.
There's Resident
what else
Evil.
is coming out Resident Evil. Which could go either way with how Resident Evil's gone in the past.
Yes,
This thing called Bromeo is dead or something. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
That
Bromeo
is
must die.
Suda 51 game, I'm pretty sure, right?
Okay.
Competition.
Which I don't think that those games usually go game of the year because they're just so weird. But I mean, I guess we're talking about our game, which is also just so fucking weird. It's weird in a different way, but
Grasshopper Manufacturer are not making games to appeal to everyone.
I don't think No More Heroes was meant to be like a game of the year contender. I did play the shit out of that game when it came out when I was like 17 or whatever. And
good time.
I like Killer 7.
I can buy M-rated games now and I can play it and I can be like, hey, Mom, look at this on the TV. Look at this game I'm playing, and just like chop someone in half vertically and have like the blood fountain like go. Like that game was awesome.
Yeah. Did you play Killer 7?
Long time ago.
I don't.
Did you play it, Tyler?
The vibe was
Killer 7.
The vibe was very, very good, and the gameplay was. I don't even think it was barely a game. It was like
that's that's kind of what No More Heroes. What I remember from it, like from the game design lens, I remember being like, this is really stylish and cool and has a fucking insane story.
Great weapon.
Great weapon, and like the boss fights were good. And then it just made you like pull weeds for an hour in between like the fun parts of the game.
Yeah,
and it's like, why is it doing this? Like, is this like
fill the space?
But like, I do like games that do fucking weird shit like that, even if like that that part of the game wasn't very fun, and I don't know how much it added to the game. I never played No More Heroes 2 or 3 though.
They have such a way. They brought out a book a number of years ago about like, the first 15, 20 years of Grasshopper. And it was like games that like never made it out of Japan, just absolutely insane games where like, you're a butterfly who's fucking collecting webs, or they had like a million different, like there was no rhyme or reason. It was like he just made games based on his dreams or something. And it was just like, well, I guess that's what we're doing next.
We need that kind of stuff though.
Yeah,
like, that's like important. The cool creative things that you can do in games.
Man, oh man.
And what else? There's a lot of games coming out in February. Mainly Mewgenics though, but
there you go. Mainly Mewgenics is coming out. It's the latest Mewgenics from Edmund McMillen and Tyler Glaiel.
Gentlemen, Mewgenics game.
The first Eugenics, you can just own Eugenics if you want. Yeah, I don't know. Are there any other Eugenics games out there?
Pokemon.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, that's it. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Cockfighting in Eugenics.
I guess Fire Emblem that now? I don't remember. I don't play Fire Emblem, so I don't know. People always talk about Fire Emblem like they're like breeding characters or whatever, though.
I forgot this.
I don't know if that's a dating sim thing or a eugenics thing.
See that?
Two of your
that was behind the whole stream, and I forgot to show it. Love is love.
Love is love, even between two balds.
Yep.
Two balds, 3
paraplegics.
Once this,
I don't. What do you call it?
It's a sad situation.
All right, gentlemen, go make your video game. We'll talk again in the not too distant. I hope. Appreciate you chatting to me.